If you need your house painted or just want to get a free estimate, Paisley Painting, they painted my house, did an unbelievable job. They've been painting BDM's houses and listener houses. I see it online.
But there's something huge. I mean, you can go into the future by just texting your address to this number, 321-696-5445. And using Google technology, Paisley Painting can give you an estimate just by doing that. All you have to do is text your address, right?
Yeah, and name, address, and email,
Boom.
and they'll email you estimate. No one has to come to your house. They can estimate what it will cost through Google Earth, which is awesome because then you'll have an idea. You're like, I want to get my house painted. I did the same thing. I was like, I want to get my house painted, but I was thinking it was going to be a ridiculous amount of money, and I was like, I got to save up more.
Well, it can be if people are like, charging you not proper prices.
And then when Paisley gave me my estimate, I was like, no way. Yeah. And then I was like...
Well, I was like, no way, because I paid more.
This was before they were even a sponsor. True. And then I was like, all right, I'll use them for this price. I can't be beat. Like, it's cheaper than me doing it myself. And then they did it, and I was like, I can't believe how good of a job they did for the price they charged me. And then I talked to William Paisley myself. I'm like, you got to advertise with the show, because I got to tell our listeners this. Just to hook up our listeners, because getting your house painted... It changes everything.
They are the old school, awesome, family-owned paint company that you grew up with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Like the ones that would have painted my dad's house. Like, this is what you get with Paisley. They've done it for thousands of people. Thousands of buildings and homes that they've painted. And
look online. They're great reviews.
They have great reviews. I mean, happy customers are their number one priority. PaisleyPainting.com if you want to check out other things.
Yeah.
And go ahead and get that estimate.
Here's another great small business that started advertising with us a couple months ago. Underground Metalworks. We did a podcast out here. It's BDM owned.
Yeah. That's our buddy Jason. He also has a podcast. He's a podcaster and a welder. And he owns, like, honestly, one of the most unique and coolest ideas that I've ever heard of. It's a welding school. But, like, think small class. Think intimate. Think, like, Jason working with you one-on-one and say, oh, no. You want to do it this way.
And his other instructors. And they handle all types of welding, whether you want to get certified for work.
Sure.
Whether you're an artist that want to learn how to weld. Whether
you might
it's
have
a hobby.
Piece of crap scooter that you need to work on. You might be a hobbyist. You might be an artist.
Yeah. You want to go do father-son welding classes?
Right, can I say this? Maybe you just don't want to be a pussy anymore. And you want to learn something that's a little bit dangerous. Well, it's not really if you learn how to do it correctly. And Jason and Underground Metalworks, it's underground-metalworks is the website. If you go to the underground-metalworks.com, you can see what they do. I just think this is incredibly awesome, and I want to see some of you guys go through the program.
And if you use promo code mediocre, you get 10% off. So use that promo code, learn how to weld. We got 2 new sponsors that are awesome small businesses here in Central Florida.
Support small, unique, and awesome.
Yep. Enjoy the show. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. Come hang out and like and subscribe. Hammer that alert button so you know when we release brand new videos. Just search for @TomandDanLive on all social media platforms.
From the Orlando talk show, comedian and host Ross McCoy is here.
That's their best one. That had the most pure intensity of any I think of any time you've ever given him an intro.
Or done anything.
Yeah. That was really good. You could go home for the day.
From the podcast Cinema Crespediso and Who's the Baddie, Chris Crespo's here.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Another solid intro.
This guy's on fire
this
today.
This guy got laid last night.
That's all I got.
Better than me. I didn't get it. I'm not getting any of that.
All right, let's just dive straight into movies.
Yep.
So, Chris, you saw...
Oh, wait, I got an intro for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it. See, this is what would have been the point of me going to all the trouble to create an intro for you?
Now, is this just a bunch of AI slop?
Don't make me crash out on
this guy's crashing out. No, this is I went non-AI just to appease them.
Ooh.
Right, and then we're just doing little jingles anyway because I really want to hear what you have to say. I don't want to sing songs, so I did a real one. Here's a real one for you. So you tell me if you like these better. Here we go. Movies. We're talking movies. Movies with our friend Chris Crespo.
All right. I like it.
That was awesome.
Still got it?
Now load that into AI.
Do you want me to?
See if it does a better job. Just
I mean, that's a pretty good base to load into AI and plus it up.
Yeah, okay, I'll give it to you again.
and I'll tell you which one's slop.
Here's the real one.
Movies, we're talking movies. Movies with our friend Chris Crespo.
Lyrically, you're not going to beat that.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was
There you
thinking.
go.
And I haven't done one of those in a while, so it actually did feel pretty good to do the wow. Like, I haven't done like a solid David Lee
Steve
Roth.
Tyler, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done like a David Lee Roth in a minute. All right, so there we go. I hit the button because Tom
right, let's
loves
see.
it. He loves the slop. Let him eat slop. Let's crash out on some slop, shall we? All right. Here is the AI version. What if it said it couldn't? What if it was like, this song is too good?
It's perfect. Can't prove it.
Okay, here we go. Here's their version.
Movies with Chris Pratt and movies.
This one says movies with Chris Pratt and movies.
Already better.
It would be better if we had
Why
Chris Pratt
did
here.
it jump to Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
I did not ask him to do that.
No.
He's
I
in
want-
a lot of movies.
I want crazy Scientologist Chris Pratt or whatever the hell we're
Here,
looking
and
at.
we'll give it one more taste.
It's some crazy thing, right?
Christian.
Oh, this is just doing a full pop punk song.
Wow. Intro and everything.
Okay, let's see if it sings.
Movies with Chris Pratt and movies.
Movies with Chris Pratt and movies. Doesn't even make any sense. Oh, that's a grade A slop right there.
Well,
Mwah.
That's awesome.
Let them eat
That's some
slop.
good
All
stuff.
right, let's
you
let's
could
dig
do a
in.
whole podcast where you just review Chris Pratt movies. He's in a lot of films.
Got a lot of them. I've seen a few of them.
I love that it.
It's a better idea.
I didn't even tell it to do that, and it was just like, look, we don't. Here's the problem. It said, here's the problem. We got to get the Crespo out with the Crespo, in with the Pratt.
With the Pratt and movies. Here we
All
go.
right, I'm sorry.
No, that was awesome.
I made
What
you-
if we've accidentally discovered that AI is like really into Chris Pratt?
What if AI is Chris Pratt?
There we go. It was based
Because
on his
isn't
personality.
he hyper Christian? I mean, he's super Christian guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I would imagine that probably there is some sort of a. I know that in my world, that the ultra religious people may not like AI very much because they see it almost as the formation of some sort of a deity,
Like a Tower of Babel type situation?
What is it?
Sure.
Yeah, bam. You and I, right here, man, 100%.
Also, he gets credit for the old wiping a marker joke, and I think he stole that. I think
he did, too. Yeah.
I think he stole that from another comedian.
I always thought that was a Louis C.K.
Yeah, I think you can go and look at
Yeah,
it, but I don't
you're
think
right. I think
Chris
you're right.
Pratt came up with that. I think I think it was a Louis C.K. or some famous.
It was a famous comedian, not
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. Okay.
Anyway,
there you
all
go.
right. So Crespo, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Movies. Where are we at with? Can I throw one out there that I've been wanting to talk about?
Okay.
Do we have any direction?
Yeah, well, I was going to go over some of
Hit
the
it.
movies that Chris just saw, and including the first one with Emma Stone called Begonia.
Begonia.
I've heard good things about this movie.
That's a wild movie. That's a lot of very interesting, very fun, slow burn to a big wild crescendo ending kind of movie. Really, really enjoyed it. Just saw it yesterday. Still
Oh,
kind of
super fresh.
Still kind of buzzing a little bit over how much I did enjoy it. Emma Stone's great. Jesse Plemons, this guy, I don't know why. Like he's a movie star now. I mean, not a movie star, but he's so good. He's always good in everything he's in. He's surprisingly good in this for some reason. Like I'm still shocked at how good he can be. It's a really, really interesting movie. A very weird one about super small cast. He plays a conspiracy theorist who kidnaps the CEO of a company because he thinks she's an alien. And he's trying to broker a meeting with her alien mothership, and she's
Before
like,
it's too late, kind of
Before
a
it's
thing.
too late,
Yeah, yeah.
he has a few days, and she's like,
All of that is
I
obvious
gotta
from
get
the
outta here.
title Begonias, though.
Yeah, Begonia.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it, right?
Yeah, after having seen the movie, I still don't know why it's called Begonia.
So
Yeah.
Emma Stone shaves her head in this movie.
Yes, that's definitely a one-take
What else
situation.
does she shave?
Now, okay, I was trying to
Been
think
waiting all morning to say that.
of an equivalent acting stunt like shaving her head as a actress right? So
Yeah.
for a man. And the only thing I can come up with is losing a ton of weight.
The machinist.
Or gaining a ton of weight, like Christian Bale did it for Vice when he got all huge for Dick Cheney. You remember that? He got really fat for that.
Did old George of the Jungle gain weight for Whale?
He gained some weight, and then they put prosthetics on him. To be fair, he may have already been fat, though.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair for us to give him any acclaim now. We should take back all of our Whale acclaim.
No,
we should take it all back.
Because there's only some additional weight. Not all
I didn't know that. You're kind of blowing up. You're kind of blowing up.
He didn't put on like 250 pounds to play that character. He was wearing a fat suit.
I mean, I could wear a fat suit and look sad for a movie and win awards. I feel
you probably could.
Yeah,
and
I might be doing it in real life. Right
for a lady shaving the hair, the investment is like growing the hair back, right? So I'm going to say for a dude, an equivalent would be growing. No offense, Tom, growing out a badass beard for a role, and then having to like live with a beard for 6 months or whatever to play an old guy in a Western.
Do you know how often Ross doesn't talk about beards because of you? Taylor, he's like, I don't want to. He's like, I don't want to. He's so sensitive about it. Tom, you don't bring it up all the time.
If Tom wasn't here, this would be all beards and Chris Pratt.
So, what would you say this movie's good?
I really, really liked it. It's also weird enough that for sure there are people going to watch it and be like, I don't like it. I don't like the style or whatever. It's from
Is it a being John Malkovich weird?
You mean like stylistically? Well, yeah, it's just not mainstream. You know, it's a movie that a lot of people haven't seen before, style wise and story wise also. Unless, to be fair, this is a remake of a South Korean film from like over 20 years ago.
So an old boy.
Sort of yeah.
Scenario.
But no one has seen that movie, and it's currently really not even available right now. You can't find it. It's called Save the Green Planet, which I saw that back in the day, like via Netflix DVD, the mail. When they used to mail DVDs, that's how old we are, right? It's crazy. And to even think about it, it's like they put them in the mail. They trust us to send it back.
And you go to the mail, and you'd pick it up, and you'd hear it rattle around in there, and you'd be like, "Oh, it's scratching it!"
Yeah, like oh no. And sometimes they would come out so scratched.
Yeah, it did that with GameFly. I'd be waiting on a game. I'd be waiting on Grand Theft Auto. I'd get it. I'd hear it shaking around in there. I'm like, this isn't going to work. This thing is scratched all to pieces.
Oh, that was the worst when that happened. Anyway, I think it was really, really good. I think a lot of people like it. Emma Stone, Academy Awards talk, maybe. She is very, very good. And she's in like most of the movie. And Jesse Plemons is also great. And also Stavros Halkias, he's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing like a cop, a local cop.
Stavi's a funny guy.
He is a funny guy.
I like him a lot.
He's kind of more of a... because for the movie doesn't call for him to be a big funny guy. It's not the character you'd expect him.
But I heard
he
does a great job.
But he's very, very good. Yes, and his scenes are very interesting.
Some people have even said that he does such a good job that this could be like his new vehicle because like he's a great comedian. His podcast is really good. Seatown. I don't know if anybody ever listened to that one way back in the day before he even has a
started his own show. Yeah,
yeah. And I think that I would like to see him do more. He's pretty good in Tires, I guess.
Well, in this little bit that I saw, I thought he was very good. He's very watchable. I mean, he has whatever it is. People can be in front of a camera and you can be a watchable entity. I'll be totally down to see him in more stuff for sure. It doesn't have to be comedy either. Like
this is a standalone movie, or can do something after this, or
pretty standalone.
Yeah, okay,
it's a one and done, which makes it great. You don't have to like lay things for future movies, or it can just be its own thing. You can watch it. It's over.
Go see the story.
Yes, exactly. I think it's really good. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this next movie, star-studded cast, and in fact, I don't know how I missed this even coming out. The movie's called One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Who else is in this?
Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn.
Sean Penn is
giving one of the best performances of his career.
I thought so. I may have streamed this illegally somewhere.
Hell yeah.
Because I just wanted to see what all the fuss was about.
He is great in it.
Yeah, he's pretty sinister, right?
Yeah, he is. He is for sure sinister, but still has some dimensions to that character. It's Paul Thomas Anderson, writer and director of There Will Be Blood, Magnolia, Boogie Nights.
It feels like that too.
Yes, it is. It feels like, this guy has his, even though they're all different movies, he has his voice and his style. His last one was not Phantom Thread. Man, he just did something. Oh, Licorice Pizza, that with Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid, Cooper Hoffman. He makes really, really good movies, and this one's a lot of fun. It's really cool. DiCaprio, weirdly, one of our best comedic actors. Like, I won't say he's funny or he's a comedian, but in a movie where he has to do funny stuff like this and Wolf of Wall Street, like, he can be really, really funny. And he's playing such a funny...
He seems believable.
Yes, maybe that's what it is, because sells it so
Pretty
hard.
natural,
Man, he's so good. And Del Toro's also great in this as well, like better than he usually is, I think, maybe. I don't know. It's a really, really satisfying movie.
It's like a coming of age, what you did when you were younger protest kind of a
young revolutionary.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask you, when I watched the trailer, I was like, okay, there's some sort of rebellion going on, but I couldn't I couldn't really determine what the hell the rebellion was.
They're sort of leftist.
Vague.
Yeah, it's kind of vague. They're leftist, but they don't get into the details of that really. Like the most you
did
get
they have
is
did they have black powder muskets? Not the American Revolution. So
we can't narrow this down.
We'll just start eliminating.
We can bump the time.
Were they cutting off people's heads with a guillotine?
No,
not the French Revolution.
No,
We're just getting rid of them now.
It's more like sitting down in the streets of Portland.
It really is.
Some would say the toughest thing to do.
It really is.
It's laying down and crying in the streets of Portland.
Somewhere between laying down the street and wearing a frog suit in front of an ice.
It's like chaining yourself to a redwood scenario.
They were shooting machine guns in the trailer, so I was like,
there is that too, but it's more about the relationship with
the father and the son. So, there's an opening prologue where we meet DiCaprio's character, and he's a leftist revolutionary kind of wannabe, and he does do some stuff, but the most... kind of a spoiler, the whole movie, he does nothing. That's kind of the point of his character. He's like he's a real buffoon. So then, jump cut to 16 years later, and he has to raise his daughter, a 16-year-old daughter, by himself, and... Sean Penn is a character who's affected by this revolutionaries in the beginning of the movie. He's been looking for them this whole time, and he finally finds them in this little town, so he's coming to get them. So most of the movie is them just running away from Sean Penn and the military and trying to get back together. And it's just like a wild, cool, fun movie. Very funny, very interesting. I really liked it. Yeah.
I like my movies about snipers. Why I said that? I felt the need to say.
Get these leftists out of here. I want an American sniper.
Somehow someone's going to be like, "Oh, you saw that? Oh,
one liberal after another."
Speaking of snipers, I would be terrified to be in a movie with Sean Penn because, El Chapo's going to try to kill him at some point. Right? It's just a long enough timeline, and he's going to be on a film set that blows up.
Yeah, still a good actor. I thought he did a great job.
He's great. We'll say what you want about him, personally, or
he set up El Chapo. That's what I'll say. He clearly set up El Chapo.
El Chapo ain't happy about that.
Seems like a terrible life choice.
But he is great in this movie, though, for sure.
So here's another movie with a huge star in it called The Smashing Machine.
Finally a Hulk movie.
Well, this one, too, this is one I thought about, because I've been like, I don't know why I do this, but if I have something to render here and I can find a copy of the movie somewhere, I'll stream it and then just speed it up really fast and just
watch it at 1.75.
And just kind of speed watch it while I'm doing stuff here. And this one, I was tempted to do this. I have heard that this is quite possibly the biggest flop in rock history.
Well,
he's had some stinkers.
It's relative. So for opening weekend wise, for him being in the lead, it is for sure by far his lowest opening weekend. I mean, like $6 million opening weekend. But it's also technically, even though it's MMA, it's considered a wrestling movie. So movies like Warrior, any movie you can think of as centered on a wrestler or an MMA fighter. If you look at opening weekends for all these movies, the biggest opening weekend for a wrestling movie is the Kevin James film Here Comes the Boom. The comedy MMA movie, and it made $11 million. All the other ones, $6 million is actually kind of the top end for what a wrestling movie opens to. But people didn't consider the genre.
Nacho Libre.
Not $5 million, $6 million.
Okay. Really?
Yes. Warrior, maybe $5 million.
Weird.
I looked it up because I saw that stat and I was like, that is weird. And I started looking up some movies I thought of, and they all open to the low single digits. It's just not a big sell.
Ready to Rumble.
From the 90s?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's David
under
Allen,
$10 million?
No, not David Allen Greer.
David Arquette. And Oliver Platt. It was co-done with WCW.
That was a good-ass movie.
I saw that movie, yeah.
That was a good-ass movie.
Yeah, I think Diamond Dallas Page was in it.
The Rocky with Mr. T?
If you want to count that.
I would count that. It's one of the best. I think it's the best Rocky.
And it's one of the best wrestling scenes in all of motion picture history.
It's really good.
Are you kidding me?
Really good.
So
fantastic.
What's interesting about that in this whole phenomenon of MMA wrestling movies not being big
box office
draws, even though the actual sports themselves are gigantic.
Yeah.
And you would think why aren't the people that love these sports seeing this movie? But I think it's two completely different things.
Yes.
Because the movie's about Dwayne The Rock Johnson going from professional wrestler to MMA, right? And like
the movie? No, he's a real life MMA guy. It's based on a documentary. Mike Kerr, I think his name was.
Tom thought this was a documentary about The Rock.
That's okay.
I thought he was a smash.
He's just mixing up buzzwords
He
here.
was just putting things together. And he saw Rock and Smash. That works.
Movie.
It's a Monday. It's a Rock Smash Monday.
He's playing a real life guy. That's what he's doing.
I thought that in the trailer I saw him doing some professional wrestling type of thing.
Well,
were you watching this fast like I watch the movies? you gotta watch him at 3.
You watch it at 2.5.
I watch him at 3. I watch him at 3.
At 3? There we go.
3 times.
Got stuff to do, man.
Just MMA fighter.
Just an MMA
Tom,
fighter.
were you just watching WrestleMania?
Oh yeah, with John Cena. Yeah, he's an actor too. You know now. No, it's just it's playing a real life guy. It's only MMA. It does kind of look like wrestling from a glance because it's 90s MMA, so it's before they got all the rules in there.
Busted ass wig.
His head looks because he has crazy makeup on.
Busted ass wig.
His wig makes him look special needs.
He looks like Bizarro Superman.
Well, yeah,
remember Bizarro Superman with special needs? Bizarro Superman, when you would ask him questions, you'd be like, "Where's Superman?" He'd go, "Me not know. Me gonna fly around trying to fight." He's like, "Look, me hair looks special needs."
He looks like Wario. He looks like Bizarro Rock.
Why you got a Wario?
He looks like Wario Rock.
Well, that's not with the wig. It's also they made his brow bigger also to make him look like so.
Oh, okay.
So he looks weird. I mean, if you know what Dwayne Johnson looks like,
it looks like Bizarro Monkey Superman.
Yeah, it looks like he fell into some sort of machine that stretched his head out like
and he got skinny for this, right? Like, didn't he?
No, he put on weight for this and got skinny afterwards.
Oh, okay, all right.
He's bigger than like he ever was, I think, in this thing. So then, when he did lose a ton of weight for his next movie, like he looks, people thought he was dying of cancer.
It's weird, like you go to his Instagram and it'll be like a Tuesday, and he'll be in his personal gym. And he'll have one leg out, and it's an oily, veiny, like it's so oily and veiny, and he's showing it to you, and you're like, "Holy crap, Rock! That's wild, man!
It's crazy looking.
I
How
like
oily you are."
When we are at a point in our world where someone could be so healthy, you think they're dying of cancer.
Same thing.
Comparative to the rest of us, the guy is shredded and a lot like he's like eating so clean, and you're like, he must be dying of cancer. Like, no, I'm the healthiest I've ever been.
Same thing happened to Dave Bautista. He lost like 70 pounds of muscle, and people are like, "You look weird." He's like, "What are you talking about? I'm still like 240 pounds
shredded,
of lean muscle."
Don't mention LGBTQ+. He'll slap the glasses off your face.
Yeah. Me into a dog, he will kill you.
Yeah, Dave Bautista, he knows what he likes, and he draws the line in the sand. And if you want to say something bad about his family, you're going to bust you up.
Yeah, and if you're in Florida, he'll come find you because he's in Tampa.
Yeah, I kind of like that. This guy, he speaks his mind.
He does.
So was this movie good?
I really, really liked it. I think it's super well done. It's very, very different from what you would think an MMA biopic would be.
I'm going to watch it now because I trust your opinion.
It is very interesting. And obviously, I'm saying this because of the music used in this movie. There's a lot of very jazzy score. It's almost like a free-form jazz movie. The way the scenes are put together, the timeline kind of jumps around a little bit for a couple of years. And but it's all about, Dwayne Johnson's performance. He's given his biggest dramatic, this is the most acting he's ever done in a movie. He's fully playing another character. He's not just being Dwayne Johnson. And he does an incredible job. He's very vulnerable in this film. He really loses himself in this character.
Full frontal male nudity?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. You're saying he's better in this than he is in The Tooth Fairy.
Oh, well, that is, maybe magnum opus type work. It's hard.
Tooth Fairy 2 was Larry the Cable Guy.
Yes, it was.
He assumed the
I just
role.
want to check my Tooth Fairy. Thank you. Hold on. I'm going to give you a blast. Ross. Ross gets a blast.
I would make the argument that playing the Tooth Fairy is further away than playing an MMA fighter from his real job.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, well,
he was a
That's
professional.
why I brought it up for comparison. One of his best
the number
roles.
of times that Ross and Tom have been agreeing lately is we can't even count it
freaking
anymore.
you out? Yeah.
It is freaking me out a little bit.
He's
bit of
playing
mind
a
meld.
fighter.
He had to wear a tutu.
Yeah.
Do you understand how hard that was?
He's trying to be something that doesn't exist.
That's true. That's
It's
correct.
not.
he made it real.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like playing Maleficent or something, right? Like you're bringing something to life that isn't real.
So next movie up, I'm thinking about bringing my sons to see this.
I've been
and I
doing
wonder-
Intel.
and I want to know if it's appropriate because with the anime, I could never tell.
Sure.
Like, it was like, is this just
it could
violence?
Be full
is a
on
tentacle?
squid in the butt, or it could be just a couple of chainsaws cutting up a demon. But sometimes you get there and it's squid up the butt.
Big gap between Pokemon and like a Iritsuki Dojo. You guys know about the Overfiend? You know about the Overfiend? Google the Overfiend later. Don't do it now. Look at the Overfiend later.
Oh my God!
Safe search off.
I feel like that's a setup.
So this movie is called Chainsaw Man, and it's an anime movie.
Yes. I saw this last weekend in 3D. The full title, it's one of these very literal Japanese titles. It's Chainsaw Man the movie Rezi arc, because it's about this character named Rezi, and it's just her storyline as it fits with this overall Chainsaw Man story. So there's one season of a show. It's all based on a manga. There's one season of a show, and then this is a sequel to
Tom's
the one
watched
season.
it. He knows about the demons and everything.
You know about all the different, you know about the all the demons.
He knows a little more than you think he would, because I believe his sons are really into it. And now you don't like the Chainsaw Man. You don't like the Chainsaw Man. What's wrong?
You know
I would give my left nut to have Maisie fire up some manga.
To watch some Chainsaw Man with you.
Seriously, you know what I get dancing with the effing stars. And then she's like, Andy Richter is America's darling.
You got to find her a dancing anime.
Good. She loves him. Oh, she loves Andy Richter.
Why did it have to be anime?
Safe space.
It's hard.
You can let it out.
It's hard for me to get into watching and knowing the character. I'm like, okay.
They lost you with Chainsaw Man, right? I mean, he has a dog that has a chainsaw that comes out of its head.
Puchita.
And then he can make chainsaws come out of his arms and his head. And he fights demons, and I believe he's half human, half demon.
He's I guess now he's a hybrid now of human and demon, because he has the Pochita is now his heart. He has a Pochita heart instead of his normal heart.
He has a Pochita heart, Tom.
It all makes sense, Tom. It all makes sense.
Get on board. You could have been Chainsaw Man for Halloween.
Are they all right? You want to ask if it's good enough for the kids? Are they watching the show? Have they seen the show?
I don't know what they watch.
You don't know what to watch. If they were ready,
if they're in there talking to the strangers watching.
Whatever strangers on Roblox are telling them to.
With an old digital old man.
Well, I'll put it to you this way, Tom. He's called Chainsaw Man, and he goes nowhere near a forest.
Not a tree in sight.
I saw the trailer, and they're doing. I mean,
he's chainsawing them good.
When I pop in there, it's similar to what they're already watching, like the violence. They saw
the Demon Slayer. I don't know. I don't watch Demon Slayer, so I can't compare them violence-wise. I don't think it would be that much worse.
Is there any nudity?
No. Yeah.
There's a boob grab.
There is boob grabbing in the show, but that's over the shirt. In the movie, there's the kind of weird animated nudity where there are no nipples. You know what I'm talking about?
It's like their breasts are there, but the periods of light.
Yeah, boy,
they're too bright. Their nipples are too bright.
Someone does take her shirt off. They do some skinny dipping, but they don't draw in the nipples. So I don't know then how you feel personally about that. People put nipples on the batsuit and they freaked out.
Yeah, I didn't like
people get really upset about nipples.
Well, that was a terrible batsuit, and you might even think this is worse, Tom. Chainsaw Man is a real horn dog.
Yes,
he is like perpetually horny,
and the movie
expresses it.
And the movie is horny.
All right. I kind of want him to see horny. That. I need him because I need him to have a horny role.
It's a horny movie. Yeah. It's a horny movie without being like weirdly overly sexual or there's no sex scenes.
For like a chainsaw demon man, he is and a horny to boot. He's weirdly respectful.
He's waiting for consent.
He's completely.
He's like, God, I'm so horny, but if you want to make out later,
he's very much like, if you're a demon, I will chainsaw you into little pieces. But if you're a lady, I need your consent.
Yeah.
He's
he's very nice like
that. So
when,
because I haven't watched the show, how does he express his horniness? Is he just talking about like girls?
Very openly talking about like, man, I wish I could grab this lady's boobs. Just that's actually
all right. I'm going to pull that for later.
That may be a 3-episode arc of the first season.
The first 3 episodes are about how he really wants to grab this lady's boobs.
Yes.
Oh, I'm in.
Yes.
Can he turn his chainsaws off?
Yeah.
And mush them.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No, they come in and out. Yeah, he's not always Chainsaw Man.
No, he can grab boobs.
It's not Edward Scissorhand rolls.
Because I was like,
Edward Scissorhands did confuse a lot of grown men.
Yeah. How do you do stuff?
yeah, because if you turn the chains off, then you could
You can switch things together. Yeah.
Much like a redneck haunted house, he just runs it with no blades. That way he can grab whatever he wants. It's scary and loud, but it's safe.
It is horny. It's a horny show, horny movie. Very
also happy he is.
Good. Yeah, take him to it. It's very violent, but this is America. Violence doesn't matter.
Violent and horny.
Yeah.
Hold on, which one am I? Is that our morning show? What are we doing?
All right. And the last movie that you mentioned you saw was Tron Ares.
Yes,
Tron is super horny in this film.
Tron could be a lot hornier, actually. I wish Tron was hornier.
I already saw old what's his name? Tongue fell out a couple years ago. What's that guy's name?
Tongue fell a couple years ago.
Michael Douglas?
No, old
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Hey, man.
All of their tongues fall out eventually.
Yeah,
Even mine will.
He's because he won the Oscar for True Grit, so nowadays you got to talk like this all the time, and people like it. Yeah.
Michael Douglas got throat cancer from using his tongue, allegedly.
That's nice. Well, you know what? You made a comment like Chainsaw Man would. You're horny. You made a comment about cunnilingus, right? This is all on brand right now.
Yeah.
But he's already backpedaling, talking about how, hey, some things are just, it's not a flop, man.
Because people already paid attention to the opening weekend. Movie only making about $33 million opening weekend, despite a huge marketing push from Disney. And Disney spent $180 million to make the movie. So it's not going to make nearly enough to even break even. It's going to be a money loser box office wise, but then there's all the other ways Tron as a property can make money.
Big article in Vulture about how nobody wants to see Jared Leto anymore.
No one wants to see Jared Leto ever.
Is that true? Do you agree with that?
I think that's true.
As our movie guy, you would say
he's done enough movies where he's the lead. And tied to properties like Morbius, now Tron. Like, he's produced these movies where he's the lead, and they all flop hard at the box office.
Is it his creepiness?
I think people generally just don't really like him that much in terms of his real persona.
He was beloved because when he was, if you talk about Jared Leto equals Jordan Catalano, My So-Called Life. Then,
from that time period,
then he's a top tier beloved person. If you talked about him now, then he started some sex cult and he's inappropriate. And
the cult thing is weird.
And he was sending used condoms to his
the method acting stuff with the Suicide Squad. None of that went the way he foresaw it.
Do you remember that?
What'd he do?
He gave a rat to Margot Robbie. He sent bullets to Will Smith.
Oh God!
He sent a used condom to some
because he's the Joker.
Yeah. He may not have sent a used condom. I may have just invented that.
No, that may have been going around though,
because
stuff like
I'm
that.
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah,
but
so I think there's a vibe around him that people are kind of and a lot of people really don't like him. I will say he did produce this movie. He muscled it through. He's the reason this movie even exists, and he made himself the lead, and he's fine in it. It's a role that could have been played by any actor anyway. It's weird that he's playing a computer program, but he has long Jesus hair and a
Godfrey could have played this.
Yeah, if you could have calmed him down.
Who's the
isn't he dead? Maybe not Gilbert.
Who's the red-haired New Yorker comedian?
Andrew Santino?
No, not Andrew. That was on Moe's Comedy Jam. During COVID.
Oh,
Michael Rappaport.
New York's own Michael Rappaport.
Yes.
Play the
Tron Ares. He could have been Ares in Tron Ares. Yes, he could have been.
All right, finally. Vern Troyer.
This friggin' motorcycle got lights coming out the friggin' ass.
Only no dead actors.
Only dead actors.
You know what, Vern Troyer? I will always remember Vern Troyer holding a Subway sandwich and how big that sandwich was. There's a video of him walking with a full-size Subway sandwich back when they used to put it in the plastic bag, and it's literally he's holding 3/4 of himself.
That's a good advertisement for Subway. Look how big our sandwiches
look how big this thing
Force
is.
perspective.
Eat fresh.
Full disclosure, I have never watched a Tron movie, even the old one.
Neither have I.
And
even the one that had old. She signed my Tron Frisbee.
Yeah, even the old school one.
The old lady.
The original one?
Yeah, the original lady that got naked in Caddyshack. What's her name?
Oh, I can't
Hot
remember
Lips?
her name.
No, not Hot Lips.
Susan George? No. Nah, what's her name?
It's on my desk right now, but I have the Tron Frisbee, and she signed it for me.
Skippy! Bring the Tron Frisbee in here!
Where's
Where's
Scarps?
Skippy at?
Did he take the day off?
So the actual Tron motorcycle riding never seemed interesting to me and didn't even seem action.
You like real Harleys.
It's got to have gasoline in mine.
Yeah, what is that? Some electric bike?
Where is lights? Get out of here.
Electric bike.
Like, I could never understood if are they riding on some sort of digital track? Or is it just in a like?
I think they were free to go wherever they want, but they had to go in square turns.
So that you can't.
The original one, they were stuck in squares. Yeah.
It's like a snake, right? You can't.
It's
cross.
Exactly snake. Now you got it.
Yeah. And then I'm just like,
I bet you that Tron was that's why the guy was like, oh, I'm gonna make a Tron game.
It's this gameplay. Yeah, the forming lines. So you can't cross over the line, or else you lose. Yeah, that's all they did with the original one.
I just can't watch it.
Okay, we're learning a lot today. I appreciate your honesty.
It's like, what is it?
It's based on obsolete video games from the beginning. Like the whole Frisbee thing is Pong. They're playing Pong, basically. It's all based on
it is
old we don't play anymore
games.
Because they're boring.
Yeah, even like...
Do they even talk about the video game components not in the new...
Yes, actually, weirdly, there's a whole scene where there's the company Encom that created the Tron games. They're getting ready for their big, like an Apple presentation, launch of their new game called, what's it called? Space Paranoids, Panic City. And I was like, that sounds like a cool game. I want to play Panic City. I was actually genuinely interested in that title. So there is still an emphasis on the video game aspect of the company and the digital creation, but it's its own.
But then that game's just Space Invaders, and it
is. No, it truly is. Yes, or asteroids or whatever, like the wireframe type stuff. But I really enjoyed this movie. The Tron movies. Me personally, I think the first Tron, it's revolutionary the way it's made. It looks cool for its time period. It's beautiful. It's also boring as hell. It's one of the most boring movies.
Slow.
It's so slow.
It's slow.
I can't believe kids liked it at that time.
I didn't like it. I remember my mom and dad fired it up for me.
No
and
choices.
I was like, it's pretty, but
it's something.
It didn't hold my attention.
I'm in the world of a computer.
I always thought it was too adult for me. Like I was like, this is.
And then you become an adult. You're like, oh, it's just boring.
Right.
Yeah. Tron Legacy that came out 12, 13 years ago. I really like the first. I think the first half of that movie is almost perfect, super exciting, and then the second half is so boring. It gets so dull, but it looks incredible. And the Daft Punk score is one of the all-time movie scores. It's really good. I listen to that album all the time.
Also, this is one of the first times I've ever seen this, but they put Tron Legacy in my car. It's the first time I've ever seen they put a layover on the streets, so it makes my car look like the motorbike, and then it'll show where.
So it's
I've
you're in the grid or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like I'm in the grid. It's the first time I've ever seen a big money crossover like that. I'm like, damn.
Again, Disney spent a lot of money on this, and so that's why the opening weekend hurts them.
Too much money.
So this new one, I think it looks really cool. Actually, of the three movies, I was the most entertained from start to finish. So for me, Tron Ares may be the best of the Tron movies. Right. For other people, they think it's the worst one. So it's really what you are getting out of it. The story engaged me the whole time, so that's fine. The score, I've always loved Nine Inch Nails, and it really does feel like a Nine Inch Nails album release movie. Man, this is incredible. They spent $180 million for this Nine Inch Nails music video that actually stars Jared Leto. They really got Jared Leto for this.
Do you just like these films for the soundtracks?
These two, yes.
Yeah, chat room's kind of saying that.
Yes, these two, yes. Yeah. The score is really incredible, and then I saw it in 3D.
Is it saving the movie? I read an article.
It may be uplifting the whole thing. Especially, it also depends on how much you personally like Nine Inch Nails or Trent Reznor. I love it. So them going full Nine Inch Nails is a lot of fun.
It's atmospheric. I like how layered it is, and I like hearing things and trying to figure out what he's using there.
Yeah, or even why he's making certain choices. Yeah. There's one chase scene in the middle of the movie that everyone agrees is the best chase scene, and it's set to the slowest. Not the slowest song, but the song is kind of has a slower beat, but it's a chase, and the two work together so well. They shouldn't, but they do. Cool. And then the 3D looked really cool. I really, really enjoyed it. I think it's fun. If anyone came to me and said, "Oh, I saw that movie and it was a hunk of S," I'd be like, "You are right. You are also correct."
Right,
because it's Tron. They're not that great anyway. It's shocking that Disney would even spend so much money and keep making them anyway. The only reason they made Tron Legacy is because they wanted to build a franchise. They're like, we need franchises, and then Tron Legacy didn't make that much money, and then shortly after that, they bought Lucasfilm, they bought Fox, which gave them Marvel, and then they're like, now we don't need Tron anymore, and became like a back burner type thing, which is why it took so long to make another one.
Do you get a feeling that this will be the end of Tron for us because Jared's putting
for
a nail in
another
it?
15, 20 years, probably.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I don't think we'll get another Tron movie until a generation has to pass for people to forget that these movies are technically not good.
Or they'll trot out a cartoon or something.
They tried that. They did that after Legacy. Yeah, they did a cartoon of it. That I think it's called Tron Uprising, maybe. Yeah. Well, it's a weird franchise.
Let's move to a movie that you haven't seen yet, and that I have to take back what I said about it, because we've mentioned this movie multiple times with Chris here, and I said I was out because I heard it was animated, and with this, and that led me to believe or like think about coming up with a different term for this type of animation, and it's Predator Badlands.
Oh, yeah.
And because when I saw the trailer, I'm like, this looks real. Because I'm stupid.
Oh, my God.
And it's like, I didn't realize it was Avatar.
They got a whole hall of presidents over at Disney World.
and
they move.
It shouldn't even be called animation because
because you can't. Would you call Avatar animated? Because it is all CG generated. Avatar 100% CG generated.
Yes.
So would you call it animated?
No,
it looks so real.
But it's so good that even the actress that plays, I say actress, I guess the voice actress that plays the human in this, it looks real. Like
there's a picture of it right there. It's just it's insane.
Fanning, which Fanning is that? Dakota Fanning?
You could easily have told me that they blurred CG when this is a real human actress, and then I would have believed it because it's that good. And so,
in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Hell yeah! and they got a real Mickey.
And then I'm totally back in now with it because I'm like, this doesn't look animated. The CG, the computer generation is so good.
What do you have against cartoons? They're fun. They're fun. People draw.
You want a man in a suit.
It's never connected with him, but I'll say that this is closer to like when I'm playing video games where the cut scenes are that affect me, and I've had it happen a couple times with like a Call of Duty or like even in what is it, Last of Us. The video game, you know, like where you're like, whoa, that is like a movie, and now I kind of feel like the two
they're coming together more.
Yeah, they are kind of coming together more because I thought what they've been doing in a lot of video game cutscenes has been like way more creative than some even big budget movies.
I played a little bit of Death Stranding. That is some of the craziest, like 45-minute cutscenes. I'm sitting there watching, like eating popcorn.
I'm into it. Yeah, I like a good long cutscene with good animation and good voice acting, and just well thought out characters.
Yakuza 0's another one, and like an hour and a half long cutscene. Yeah, the scene's a movie. You're watching the whole thing.
She's like, "Are you playing a video game or watching?
Are you watching
a movie?" Because the controller is sitting on the table, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, "Well, I like the cutscenes. It's also, so good for an anxiety guy. Kind of takes the heat off of me a little bit, you know."
Also in this movie, it looks really well written, and it did what I like in movies where you have like in this I guess the co-star, the human that's like a robot, and
she's an android, a Weyland-Yutani android, which is a company from the Alien films.
And it's kind of a buddy movie of her traveling with the Predator through this adventure. And then she's a little bit of like humor involved in it.
She's a little country and he's a little rock.
Anyway, I'm just like, oh yeah, I get it. Like I get where, like I totally am in what they're doing.
He looks at the camera and flicks his Predator mouth and he says women.
The subtitle says women.
Anyway, can't live without them.
After I watched the trailer, I'm like, I'm in with this. So much so that I was like, man, because besides from violence, again, I'm like, maybe I can go watch this with my son. So maybe I should watch the first Predator with my son
for sure. No matter
the original, what. And then go. I'll skip
but
the
you forget in that movie, the Predator is super horny.
It is, man. Like when he's scanning people, you see where he's looking.
Schwarzenegger's all covered with mud, and he pretends like he can't see it, but he clearly
can. Right at the glowing red weenie.
No, it's like womp womp womp, staring right at
that red laser thing is just recording all these buff guys in the jungle sweating.
Yeah,
he looks at Arnold's skull and then he goes in to kiss him. I would have changed the whole movie. Like, whoa!
He like licks his face
with his second mouth. Anyway, so I'm in with Predator Badlands.
I say no matter what, show your kids Predator. They're the perfect age to see it now. And then I think this movie looks cool. And also Predator Badlands is PG-13 because technically all the violence is like monster on monster or alien on alien violence. So since there's no human bloodshed apparently in the film, they got away with the PG-13 rating. So yeah, take your kids, take all the kids.
It looks like they went a little heavy, like it's violent, but they also went like heavy cartoons. So
it's monsters, alien monsters. Yeah.
He's on an alien planet. He's going through some sort of test.
Well, yeah, it's like a preserve where they keep all of the most dangerous predators in the universe or in the galaxy, whatever. You put it on one planet, and then the predators go there to train and to like get their first kill before they can go out and kill the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of the universe.
Do not let your kids play Predator for the NES because that game was in the time period where Nintendo was like, oh yeah, we can make a main character absolutely unkillable, like the Friday the 13th game where you could kill Jason. The Predator would just show up and kill you in the game, and it was like a random crapshoot as to whether or not the Predator would show up.
Kids don't get these games anymore.
Terrible games.
There's no such thing as impossible games anymore. There used to be impossible games. Where next thing you know, you're like, oh, he's here, and that's the end of my
main character unkillable shows up randomly. What kind of game is that?
When we were kids, we thought these games were really hard, but now that we're older, we realize they're just bad. They're just like really poorly made games. And we were just struggling through them trying to play it.
The Camp Crystal Lake game.
Yeah.
I remember that was one of the first, I think it's the first game I ever raged at. Like I was like, I'm never playing this again.
Yeah. I was so mad at that Platoon game. Oh my goodness.
That's a hard game.
I kept hitting those tripwires over and over. I could not figure it out at all.
Very hard
and
game.
why was I in Vietnam? I was like 10 years old. I had no idea.
Fester's Quest.
Being there.
The sewer level on Fester's Quest, impossible.
Oh yeah, or the first
Quest.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Speaking of sewers, oh my goodness.
Chris,
China.
have you this weekend? It wasn't on your list, but Frankenstein is coming out. And I watched the trailer.
The Netflix movie Frankenstein.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Who wants to?" Like Frankenstein, so old. But then I watched it. And I was like, "Oh, this is like a new
take on it.
A new take on Frankenstein. Like
is it
super
current
artistic.
Day? Current day Frankenstein?
No, I think it's set in the 1890s. I don't know when did Frankenstein come out? 1900s, something like that. The book.
Yeah, it's old timey.
Yeah.
But it's very artistic and very like, hey, what if like Dr. Frankenstein really did make a
sexy monster,
and what would it actually?
Oh, is it a woman?
No, it's Jacob Elordi. So he's like a very handsome Frankenstein. monster.
So is this Frankenstein horny?
Maybe, I hope so. I love horny Frankenstein.
Frankenstein's always been horny.
Yeah, there is a history of horny Frankenstein. Just look up the movie Frankenhooker.
I mean, that's why Bride of Frankenstein's a movie.
And there's a new Bride of Frankenstein movie coming out next year with Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster, and he goes and gets someone to help him make a bride. The movie's called The Bride.
Yeah, but they never make a big 300-pound bride.
No, they don't.
You ever notice that?
They got Jessie Buckley to be the bride of this one, but that one looks bananas, like a real wild looking movie. So there's like a resurgence.
Goes bananas.
Yeah, they should have called it that. There's a resurgence now of like Frankenstein movies and stuff. It's weird how these monsters, they cycle through the monsters. It's zombies and it's vampires. Next it's Frankenstein's. After
Alien
creature from the Black Lagoon sitting there waiting for his turn. He's like, come on, man,
where's
take
that
me
guy?
He's like, take me off the bench. I'm ready to go.
He had his moment with Shape of Water.
Yeah, he did. That was a big moment.
Yeah, and that one burned so hot, and he won a ton of awards.
Yeah, that movie won awards. Like, get him out of here. We're done. No one wants a fish monster anymore.
No, that fish monster was horny. I know that. They showed that.
There was some movie that, like, on a Reddit thread, and I couldn't figure out what movie it is. They showed like a mermaid laying down, and then like a guy with his pants down. He's laying on top of the mermaid, and then they're like, "What movie's sex scene didn't need to be there and ruin the movie?" And I was like, "Well, what movie is this? I want to see this movie where a guy lays on top of a mermaid. What is that?
You don't remember
woman?
Splash? You don't remember that scene?
No.
Splash 2. It was in the sequel. Splash 2.
It does beg the
You're
question.
like, which scale is it? You look under which one. Oh, that's your Kawaka. That's where the eggs come out.
That'll do.
It does beg the question, though.
Yeah. Can I do this one or not? Does it work? Does it work?
Who is the horniest monster?
I think it's Frankenstein or the
Dracula.
Dracula.
Okay.
Dracula stays alive forever, just basically forcing himself on people.
Send your guesses to Jack Bradshaw at Really.
The Mummy isn't horny at all.
No, it's too dry.
He's asexual like Morrissey.
Yeah, it'll fall apart.
Okay, all right. Let's take a break, and we'll do a small segment at the end of the show, and
we'll be back with Tom's final minute.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got Wayne here from the podcast Fish and Brits. How you doing, Wayne?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me in, guys.
Hey, thank you for being here.
I'm flying solo today. There was a bit of a scheduling conflict with Adam. The conflict was me. I gave him the wrong day. But so he sends his love and regards to you guys, and he's really bummed that he can't be here. But
you guys can work.
I'm here.
I mean, we understand. We are easy. And you never have to worry about anything like that. I like it better when we're just like, it's teaching me to be a little more calm.
All right.
Not be quite so like, where the hell's Adam at? What's going on? I can't do this. I can't do this unless Adam's here. I need everybody here.
Yeah, we can't do it now. It's rubbish.
Yeah.
It's just Wayne.
Yeah, what's going on?
I'll do the show. If you show up, you don't show up. Some stranger shows up. I'm like, who the hell is this? I will find out in a minute because we'll just start. Anyway,
Get the painters in.
Yeah. We'll talk to them.
We used to do that. We used to, like, when we first started doing podcasting, we would just bring the pizza guy in and talk to him.
And they'll be real. They don't give a damn what they say.
Yeah.
They're like, who's going to fire me? My boss believes the same thing I do. So let's talk about the event. November 11th, correct?
Yes, 11Zs. One of the segments on our show that's pretty popular is that we sit around and we drink like different beers from England, America. We have non-alcoholic beers. We've been hitting those. Those have been very popular. And then we have little snacks, British snacks, Scotch eggs, sausage rolls. That's what we're kind of known for pushing on our show.
All right.
And so we are with the Two Bridges Pub. That's over in Winter Garden.
Nice.
And they've got this little speakeasy room in there. We're going to go up in there, set up for the 11Z's event. There's going to be 4 beers that we're doing, like a flight of beers, British beers. They're going to explain the beers to us as we drink them. There's some snacks there, some Scotch eggs, sausage rolls. Some other little goodies are happening. So you can get tickets for that at fishandbrits.com. It's gonna be a fun little event. Then we're gonna, hang out with me and Adam.
And this is the one I'm going to, right?
Yes, you are coming. I'm stoked that you're coming.
I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna try and I'm glad. I was bragging to my wife about going to your event for 11Z's, and then we ended up at a pub over the weekend because my wife's one of her favorite foods of all time is shepherd's pie.
Oh, excellent.
So I went and got her a shepherd's pie, and then I got a pie I'd never had before. I had a thing called a steak and ale pie.
Steak and ale, yeah.
Never had a steak and ale pie, and both are very, very good.
Steak and ale is one of my favorites.
That is some put you to sleep food. Yeah. That's not like, but we ate that. That was Saturday night. I was like, there's no kissing, sex after. There's not. It's literally go right to bed. Put the blankie on and go right to bed.
A lot of Florida kids grew up with their parents getting drunk at Steak and Ale. When you're playing Pac-Man machine.
That was the only Steak and Ale I knew. Like, I did not know because I asked the waiter. I was like, well, which one do you like? And he was kind of grumpy, which I kind of liked. He's like, just a Steak and Ale.
All right.
Yeah, he kind of yelled at me, and I'm like, okay, that's what I'm getting.
Get that one.
Yeah, and it
comes
good.
in pie crust.
Yeah. He's like, it's got pie. Wait, what the hell?
It'll warm your soul.
Yeah, but it was good.
Put you to bed.
It was absolutely delicious.
Hold on. So you remember Steak and Ale, right, Wayne?
Yeah.
Okay, so was Steak and Ale, because in my kid memory, it was a fancy steakhouse. But it's like the Applebee's of steakhouses, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's like...
It was like the
It's
coloring.
like the Olive Garden to Italian food. That Steak and Ale is the high-end steak restaurant.
I
right?
believe my wife, too, thought Steak and Ale was... You guys have so many similarities. My wife, too, thought that Steak and Ale was super fancy. But I don't believe it's fancy.
But if we were adults at the time, we'd be like this. But our parents thought it was fancy.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't fancy because we never went there.
Right.
All right.
We'd go occasionally for like a graduation or something. It had to be like some sort of like special event or something happening for us to go to a Steak and Ale. But yeah, I had that, and I had myself a harp. And I was dialed in pretty good, man.
Nice.
But those pies, I think you're supposed to share them. Or no?
No. It was in like in a dish.
Yeah.
No, that's your pie, man.
Oh man, it was a lot. That was a lot of pie.
Chips, French fries.
No, just the pie. Just the pie. Pie and a beer.
That's the difference. I have chips with mine.
Okay.
Salt and vinegar.
And then you dip them in the pie.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mixy match.
You got to try this. I think you look like a pie man.
Don't call French fries chips. Not on my goddamn show.
Sorry, I'm British. I might not sound it, but I'm British.
Were you confused the first time you heard that?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't confused because I thought they were talking about chips.
But they're not. They're
Yeah. Well, then I got mad. Anyway. So, Wayne,
Yes, man.
let's talk wrestling. Because
Let's do it, brother.
I want to talk about the independent, small, local, whatever you want to call it, wrestling.
Yeah.
Because
most people consider that, honestly, now, that's like real wrestling to me.
Yeah,
like most of my friends that are into wrestling, what you're describing is, no offense to WWE and AEW and all the big guys, but what you're describing is like real professional wrestling is like the circuits and the smaller independent stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. They're coming back. A lot of the independents went away for a while there. Vinnie Mac came and bought everybody out. And but yeah, there's
who's that?
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah.
We don't say his name anymore. Apparently.
Yeah.
Doo-doo man.
Doo-doo man.
I'll never
Yes, you want doo in your hair. Come see Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
I'll never forget that.
I'll never forget it either.
Until he dies, I'll remember you as Doo-doo man.
I like that he went. I like that he did it, and then he went and took a shower.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, what did I do?
Is that me or you?
So now,
It's you. I would never do that on myself.
So now
great
that
McMahon.
Doo-doo man stopped buying up everybody, it's flourishing again.
Yeah, I mean, there's independent wrestling everywhere. Florida alone has I can't even tell you how many different promotions are in town. I work for local pro wrestling. And there's so many, but there's so much talent. In fact, the last time I was here, we talked about us doing our live show, and that came about because of the British TV show that we are going to be on in England in January. And the guy who produced our episode came to one of my wrestling shows as my backstory, and he got this bug of like, what is this? Like, once you go to a live wrestling show, you are hooked. And this guy got hooked, so then he has just come back. His name's Gary, and he just did a month-long stay with me, lived in my house, of going to all these different promotions. He's going down to Miami, coming back up to Fort Lauderdale, going over to Gainesville, I think he went up, and interviewing, I don't know how many talented wrestlers he interviewed, but so that documentary is coming out, and I'm a part of that, being D. Wayne. But yeah, there's so many promotions within Orlando. It's crazy.
So my only experience with like local wrestling is like back in radio days.
Classic Chris Nelson.
Like 15.
Yeah, I know Chris.
Yeah. Is he still around?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's good. He's a good dude.
Probably over 15 years ago, I went to a local wrestling promotion event. And it seemed like there was money laundering going on. Not with the actual wrestlers, but with the person, the promoter that was putting on the event, because he didn't seem that concerned that there wasn't that many people in the venue. So I was backstage with the wrestlers because they paid me as a radio guy to like come and do the radio announcement at the beginning.
This, yeah.
So, but being backstage with all the wrestlers, like they were locked in. They were all talking like
very serious
about putting on a super quality event.
I've
and
always
it didn't
respected
matter.
that.
Yeah, and they went out there and performed their heart out. Didn't like pull anything. Didn't like, hey, let's not go up the top rope because there's not that many people here. So like, why put myself at risk? No, they were off the top. Like,
doesn't matter.
There's
one baby out there. I'm going off the top rope.
And I was like, man, these guys are in it. Like, and they are super excited.
Even
and they were happy as hell after. They were like hugging each other, like, great show after.
Oh, yeah. It's a fun party. And some of these guys, it's like, guys, there's 20 people out there. Why are you doing a double backflip to the concrete floor? We don't have pads. We can't afford them. That's concrete. And they're, it'll be good. Bang.
But if you think about it, the trauma to 20 is less than the trauma to millions.
Yeah.
If they do see you injure yourself horribly, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, so it's a safer thing.
Yeah.
But it's for the love.
Intimate injury.
Yeah. It's for the love of the art.
These guys, and I have nothing but absolute respect for anybody that steps in those rings because they are hard. They're not soft trampolines, and these guys go at it, and they beat themselves up.
Oh, no, 100%.
So they're fantastic performers, and they, like you said, they give it their all every show, no matter what. All the guys and girls at local pro wrestling, I mean, some of the stuff they do, I'm like, guys, what are you? But the crowd leaves like, wow.
What about our show? I mean, even our 9-year anniversary show, the wrestlers we had, they made that event amazing.
Yeah.
They put on such a good, like, I think we had 3 or 4 matches that were just like top tier, man. Like, these guys are as good as anything you'd see on TV.
Yeah.
You just don't know who they are.
Exactly.
Which actually kind of, to me, It almost makes it better. And here's something as a little kid, when I used to go to independent wrestling with my dad, it seemed like indie wrestling they could get away with a little bit more. I'm not saying it was vulgar or anything, but it's more immersive, you know?
Yeah.
Like they would yell at my dad's face and, you know,
Yeah,
like
there's some promotions that are, you know, they're balls to the wall. They don't care. Local pro wrestling, we're more of a family orientated.
Sure.
You know, but there are some that, you know, I've seen guys get slapped by someone in the crowd, and then that's their mistake because then everyone defends the wrestler. So,
of course.
You know what I mean? So you got to be careful.
And then here's the thing: when you slap a local wrestler, like they have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
They will pick you up if you're in the WWE. Like
That's a different story.
Now you could get sued and something.
That's like hitting a Disney princess. It's completely different.
Here they're like, here, take my handshake and my hot dog. That's all I'm getting tonight.
That is you want to not get sued? Don't have money. That's 100%. Like people are worried about getting sued and having no money. It's like that's not how it works.
No.
So you're in a like basically this documentary now about indie wrestling.
Yeah.
And are you like one of the focal points they follow you around?
I don't know if I'm a focal point. Gary did come to 2 of the shows. We did a show in Inverness, Florida. Packed in 500 people in that show.
That's a lot
crazy.
of people, dude.
Yeah, in Inverness. I was like, what am I doing in Inverness? Not so local.
But I bet they're rabid for it, right?
Oh, my gosh. Well, now they're inviting us to come back like once a month.
Nice.
So stay tuned for that information, and have you guys come out and watch a show. You know,
I would love to. I'll bring
the family.
Maisie.
Yeah, she'll love it. Man.
Yeah, she would love it. I mean, we got into it for a little bit, and then dance took control.
Yeah,
but
right.
You know, that's just the way it goes. So tell us about the podcast. Other than wrestling, I mean, where are you guys heading with the old Fish and Brits podcast?
Well, Fish and Brits has been doing really well. It's quite shocking, and so we're ending up season 3. Tomorrow night is our last episode of our season. We do 10 episodes per season. So we're going to be at the Two Bridges doing a live version. We're going to have a few people come in and sit with us while we do the pod. So that's going to be a bit weird.
Nice.
But just doing different things to be different with it, you know, because there's not a lot of podcasts out there to.
Yeah, I love that.
So we're going to have people come out, a few people come and watch us do the show live. And then on the 11th, of course, we've got the 11sies happening. And then we're doing a Christmas party at the Teatro Martini, which is a free event.
Nice.
But go to fishandbrits.com to look up the information for that. That's going to be coming out soon because we are doing tickets for it, just for like a head count thing to find out who's coming, who's not coming. But we got live entertainment's going to be there for that. We got a live band. There's going to be a contortionist.
Oh, my
Bendy
God.
Lady's coming. I don't know who Bendy Lady is, but she's
Bendy
coming.
Lady?
I don't even know if that's her real name, but that's what I'm calling her.
Okay, all right.
And then, because I don't know anything that's really happening usually. But, so we got that going on. There's going to be a bar for you guys to purchase drinks.
Yeah, well, you guys are doing a lot, man. You're keeping it moving.
It's crazy. So season 3 will be wrapping up.
Congrats.
Tomorrow, and then I'm not sure when season 4 is happening, but January, the British TV show will air, which is called Escape to Florida. So anybody in the UK listening. Channel 4, January. I think it's mid to end of January. They didn't give us an official date. But that's coming up. So, yeah, Fish and Brits is going crazy, man. And we've got a newsletter. So you can sign up for a newsletter to find out what's going on.
I love newsletters.
That's what I read to find out what's going on my own show.
I'm a newsletter guy.
Good. Then sign up for the newsletter,
Okay,
Danny.
I'll definitely
Danny
do
D.
it. I will definitely do it.
Wayne, I just came up with a brilliant business idea for you.
Let me get my
As I'm
notepad.
By the way,
Sure.
this is how genius works.
Oh, good.
If you're interested, you just
you're
watch
going
it.
on, you're
just watch
plugging your things, and my brain starts wandering. I'm like, what?
Yeah, what's this guy talking about? I'm going to think about something I like. I'm putting my foot down. I'm not going to let this guy take away my brain.
And then all
This
I
is
can
my
think
show.
of, I'm like, Fish and Brits. I'm like, that's pretty good.
That sounds like fish and chips. Write that down.
And then I'm like, you know what would be good if you guys had a cousin show in Britain called Hot Dogs and Honkies.
Hot Dogs and Honkies.
And then
Yes.
it's just 2 white guys in the UK.
I know, but
that
can you still
moved
say hot
over-
dogs? I don't know.
What?
Can you still say hot dogs? I don't know if you can say that anymore. Just call it honkies.
And then it's the American expats that are in UK.
That works for me.
Yeah, and then
Let's
you guys
go.
We know
cross-promote.
people. I mean, we know people over there. We could probably engineer the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is you need an extreme amount of passion to keep a podcast going at
Yeah.
these episodes.
You got, well, you know that. How many episodes are you in now?
Well, this is
Third
third
season.
season, so 30 episodes because 10 episodes per season.
Yeah, see, that's a
season
lot.
3. It's gone like that. Like it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
he goes to me like, oh well, this is it. We're halfway through the season. I'm like, what? Didn't we just start? What are you talking about, man? What are we going about? So, but then he throws all these events at me, and Adam's the brains of the outfit. I'll say that while he's not here, but he's the brains. He's the one that tells me where to go. It's like when I was coming here by myself today. I was like, there's no one to mind me. I'm going to ramble. What are we going to do? Because he's usually like, okay, all right, a tap on the leg.
That's
You're
how I feel
rambling.
too, yeah.
You're going off on a tangent.
I'm a rambler.
Don't forget this. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Oh god,
This guy keeps me.
It's like I'm talking to two Dans.
We look that way too. Yeah, we look
And I got a
that way.
belt buckle on today. So
Yeah. 'Cause
I'm surrounded.
This guy's Western as hell.
skull ring.
You
What's
forgot
wrong
about
with me?
that last time. He can rope you.
Yeah. No, I know.
I still
the
want
roping.
to. I still want to get you at one of our events, and I want to dress like a little goat, and I want to run, and I want you to rope my legs.
I'm in.
Into a foam pit or
I'm in.
something, right?
Yeah.
How funny would that be?
Let's do it about a beer.
Could you rope a bikini? If we had like 12 bikini girls running in a circle, like the running of the boobahs.
Okay, around Sofas and Sons.
Yes,
and
and
then Wayne comes out at a
Yeah,
horse.
on an electric horse.
Okay, future
no,
horse.
on my bike. You can ride my motorcycle.
Okay,
On the
okay.
scoot.
We'll get you a Suron. Suron
It's harder to.
It's electric.
Yeah,
Lasso.
what's easier to lasso on a horse?
What's that?
Or is it easy? Can you lasso from a horse?
No, I didn't really do any much catching stuff. I do
Okay.
a lot of the tricks and the jumping through the
okay.
loops, but I'm willing
just
to give
get
it a
a
go.
net gun.
Yeah, let's just do it. A net gun.
I want to shoot a bikini girl with a net gun at Sofas and Sons, and she's running from me.
Be like, oh, she broke her teeth out.
Stuff her bikini in her teeth until the ambulance gets here.
So, when's the last time you did any roping?
I did a gig back in, when was that? February, I think it was. Was it February? I don't know. It's been a hot minute since I did an actual show.
So the rope that you use,
Uh-huh.
I'm always surprised on how rigid it is. You know, comparative to like I think people in their mind
I think
even
it's a
as
floppy ski rope.
like you think floppy rope, but it's like kind of wire.
So here's the thing. For catching and all that stuff, it's called like a poly rope. It's made out of polyfibers, or this cactus rope, which is made out of cactus fiber. Those are stiff. Those are crazy
Okay.
stiff. But for the kind of roping that I do, the I guess American style Western, it's a cotton rope. So it is kind of
Oh, it is floppy.
So people think the stiffer the rope, the easier it is to do the tricks, and it's absolutely the opposite. So
So Tom was completely wrong about everything he was saying.
yes. So nothing new here.
Yeah, just like pointing those out.
No, I was right. They do use a stiff rope in other forms.
right. It is stiff for things.
Hold on now. Hold on. Slow down.
I'm talking about traditional roping, not
Traditional,
traditional
not
rope.
cool guy roping.
yes,
I see.
yes,
Yeah,
traditional,
sorry,
not
sorry.
cool
Yeah, I'm
guy.
talking
We were
about
confused, Tom.
cowboy roping.
Yeah, cool guy cowboy roping.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yellowstone,
yeah.
the real stuff.
Yeah. The real. Oh my god.
I'm talking about Rip, the real Rip.
Yeah.
Right. On
How do you feel about Rip?
well,
From Yellowstone?
he's way cooler than me with my
Did you
floppy
watch
ropes.
any Yellowstone?
I watched like about 20 minutes of it and
Yeah,
then fell asleep.
me
and
too.
then
Now my-
I'm like, it's on the list of like, go back to watch that. But then I heard it kind of fizzled out. near the
I
end,
literally
and
just go and I Google Beth Dutton in the wash tub, and that's it.
It used to have nudity.
It used to have nudity.
And then I thought that
And they cursed and stuff.
yeah, and they were killing innocent people.
Yeah,
all
and then they're
the time.
like, clean it up, clean it up.
Yeah, that's the hook. They get the hooks in. We're watching, and then they go, no,
they're
I
like,
got to go
"Beth,
back to
put
what
a
we
shirt
really
on,
actually
you
do."
bitch.
Oh yeah, then they turned it into a Ford commercial, but it was like, I'm like, I honestly thought I was like, did it have nudity or am I misremembering that? Because I
No,
was
it
like,
did. I looked it
Yeah,
up.
No, I know.
She gets in a wash tub with her boobies out.
Yeah. That was what it was good.
And then you know what I thought of? So Beth Dutton gets in a wash tub with her boobies out. And I was thinking, oh, horse germs. The whole time. The whole time.
Yeah, that whole
The color of that water.
I'm thinking of a horse. Big old floppy lips.
Oh, it's so
He's lipping that tank. Oh my
Yeah,
God!
yeah,
Did you pressure wash that thing before you got it?
yeah, that's a yeast yeast infection. It's got,
And it's a horse, and that's a horse yeast infection. And I don't know anything about horses, but if I did, I'd
Horse
say
warts.
they have more yeast than we do. Big yeasty.
Yeah, and they got big old plaquey Busey teeth.
Big old giant yellow Mel Gibson chompers.
All right, Wayne. So let's talk about the Christmas party coming up.
Yeah. So as far as I know, with the Christmas party, it's going to be.
That was an email from a horse. He is very upset.
Nay.
That is not good.
So it's going to be at the Teatro Martini, which is where we had our live show. Which, by the way, the live show was the last thing we came in to talk with you guys.
Yeah.
And you guys hyped us up like it's going to be fine. People are going to come. It's going to be great. And you guys nailed it. So thanks for the hype because it really worked.
It looked great.
We packed the house.
It looked
you
like
can
it
watch
was
it
a
on YouTube.
super success.
Oh, it was so great.
And they did it right, where they had like somebody running it with like managers and people on there like cue this, cue that, and like not us. We're like you're like put the
No, it
chairs
was
down.
Adam. It was
I'm like
Adam.
putting our own banners up. I'm standing on your shoulders. We're hanging up signs.
Oh, yeah, trust
Those were
me,
so
that was
cheap.
happening, and you'll probably see that in the British TV show. At one point, Adam did have a twinky eye going, and then he was like, ears red. But then we got it all back on track, and
Nice.
it went so well, and I got hammered during the show because there was a bottle of whiskey. Why not drink it? So it just went really, really well. The British TV people were like, this is fantastic. They
That's
had
awesome.
no idea. So anyway, Teatro Martini had us put the live event on. They thought it was so great. They were like, hey, have this space to come and do your Christmas party. So we will be there on December 11th. That's correct, I think. December 11th for the Christmas party. Free event. Again, go to fishandbrits.com and check out the information
Just a head
there.
count you're looking
Just
for,
a head
right?
count for
Yeah.
tickets to get people in and, age appropriate and all
And
that
again,
stuff.
free
I think.
event, so just because you're given a head count, it's not like an obligation, but it would be nice if you don't lie.
Yeah,
Our
exactly.
listeners like to do that. They're like, hey, I'm coming to Moe's free skating event, and then they don't show up.
Oh, I know. We wanted to go so bad, but I blew my knee out, didn't I?
Yeah,
So I
you
was
were
like,
one
oh
of the
my
ones that said you
God.
were coming.
I know.
marked that down. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I was going to be there.
Now, you're going to have to relay this information to Adam, but I wouldn't do free events.
Oh, you're changing your tune on that now.
I was just saying, I mean, you guys, you can do what you want, but we found them very unprofitable.
Yeah,
Right, yeah,
And the
yeah.
other thing that's funny about this
Lot
is
of work.
normally on the opposite end of an event, the promoter, this being primarily Tom, sees a pile of cash at the end. He, when he gets done with the event, he sees he's paying, he's just sending checks out to people because we're in the red. So it's bad.
Well, this one's kind of
really
taken
bad.
care of by some partners we got involved with the show this season.
There you go.
So they're helping us with that. And
Nice.
it's just, let's just do it. You know what I mean? And then let's get to season 4 and then start making the money.
Love it.
All right.
There you go.
Well, that's what I said 10 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Or you can go to fishandbrits.com and I got some prizes for you guys.
All right, what do we got?
You can go and get our new merch. You said you like the hat,
Oh,
so
you
I
gotta
got
put
you
it
a
on.
hat because I know you love a hat.
Yes.
So check
Look
that
at
out.
this hat.
Still in the bag. Tom,
you, buddy.
I didn't know what to get
Oh,
you,
yeah.
but I know you like to
Look
go
at that.
jogging and do so I got you a Fish and Brits t-shirt.
All right.
I'll wear that.
I hope it's the right size.
Thank you, buddy. This is awesome.
I don't know what size you wear. Looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
small when you should be in a
Oh,
medium.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
He's pretty buff.
yeah.
He's
Oh, I
a pretty
know.
buff.
I
He's
know.
a pretty buff dude.
I had an old picture of us way back in the day,
Yeah.
and it was like, whoa, we all look so different. And Tom's face takes up half the picture.
Yeah, you had a bigger face.
Yeah.
You don't have a big face anymore. You have a tiny face.
Yeah. It's all gone.
great
You know who you look like? You look like Dung 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 Zagon from Italian Brain Rot. You look like Dung Dung Dung. That's where you look
I
like.
look like dong dong dong.
You look like Dung Dung Dung. Do you know what Dung Dung Dung?
No, I have no
Hold
idea.
on,
I gotta
I'll
look that
show
up.
you. Hold on, I gotta Google Dung 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 Dung. There he is. No, hold on. Dung 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 cigar. It's the cigar man. Hold on. It's too hard. Italian Brain Rot cigar man. You look like.
Oh,
the,
wow.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. There he is right there. See? You look like that guy. You look like Dung 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 cigar.
How dare you?
Yeah. Swagero cigarettino. That's who you look like.
Seguego, Cigarillo.
Swagero cigarettino.
Put your shades on. I won't be able to tell the difference.
Let's book that guy. For our next event. We need something. Anyway,
hey,
Wayne,
thanks for being here, man.
Oh, guys,
Always
thanks
a
again for
pleasure.
having us in.
Adam, we love you. We miss you. Next time, buddy. Next time we'll get you in here, okay?
absolutely. And we'll see you at the 11sies, Dan. That's
Yes,
great.
sir. Yep, I'll be there.
Very
I'll be
excited
there.
for that. We'll get you an extra Scotch egg.
It's going to be very fun.
And just remind everybody where to find you. I'm sure they know.
We're
it's
on
Fish and Brits.
all the social medias. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook, Fish and Brits. That's fish, the letter N, Brits, Fish and Brits. Or go to fishandbrits.com. You can find all of our information there as far as our shows are posted on there. You can find us on the YouTube. We got the video cameras this year for season 3.
There you go.
We're in 4K, baby.
Hey.
So I have to wash my beard every week to go do the show. But yeah, check us out wherever you get your podcast, baby.
There you go.
Little business advice: don't do free events. Don't do video.
Yeah, no video.
Check.
Yeah, and if you do video, 720p only. Keep it very low resolution.
I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, because they look at the 4K and they're like, oh, look at how old you look.
That's on our producer Daniel. He's doing that now. So
Oh, do you see these guys got people doing stuff for them?
yeah.
Don't hire anybody.
Oh, I didn't say we were paying him.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
he's buddy.
good. That's
Yeah.
good.
He's a good
Now
guy.
you got it. Now you got
No,
it.
we take care of him.
All right, we will see you in a minute. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Our lawyer Mo DeWitt's here. How you doing, Mo?
Doing great. How are you guys doing?
Injured on the go. Just call Mo. So, Mo, let's get right to it because we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Recently, this band Turnstile came into Central Florida Fairgrounds.
Yeah, you like the turnstile?
It's there's a couple songs that are really good. My Dre and Leanne went there. Some
Yeah.
of my friends from Miami, and then it's a younger audience, a hardcore band.
Yeah, they're good, man. Turnstile's blowing up.
So I'll give you a little background. So this band basically, as they became more and more popular, would put on free shows
There's a little turnstile.
in like big city parks, and then get like a ridiculous amount of people, and this show would be essentially amateur in the fact that it was just them on stage playing to this huge number of people. They didn't have any security, and like the audience would get on stage, jump off, and like that was, and they'd use that for social media marketing, which grew. Like it was a brilliant way to market yourself. And
you can kind of see it here on the screen. See the kids launching themselves into the crowd there?
Yeah, that looks safe.
Yeah, and so part of like Turnstile's whole thing was that they just let this happen. And normal people have security to not let people on stage, and then this is like anything goes. And it's part of, and they're running through the band and like jumping off, and it's all their audiences. They love it, and they knew it was
it's
going to
part
happen.
of their branding, really. It's kind of part of their hardcore. What would you even call it? New hardcore? Post-hardcore? No, it's not post. I don't know.
So now they're touring and making big bucks. Obviously, they're filling up the fairgrounds and like doing these huge venues.
They're a big rock band now. I don't think people thought they were going to be this big. They're a big rock band.
They're making millions, and their tour is a multi-million-dollar tour. It's big.
The light show's beautiful.
And so they are still doing this where they're letting their audience get on stage and then just jump off randomly, and then like in crowd surf, and like it just happens throughout the whole show.
It is, I would say, and I was explaining this to Tom, it's different than when I was a kid and you were moshing. It was like people would get hurt, it seemed like, but this seems more like they are just launching themselves into the crowd and that they're policing themselves, It's almost like the culture, that style of punk rock, hardcore, new culture is like we police ourselves,
Yeah, and it's a be cool, bro.
Yeah.
And obviously, and if you're listening to this, you may be thinking like, oh, this has been going on forever. Tom, you're an idiot. But in the past,
Bustecker just raised his hand.
Yeah,
he says you're an idiot.
And then the band can say like, hey, we have security here. We try to stop people from getting on stage. Sometimes they get on stage and jump off. We cannot avoid that, right?
Right.
But in this scenario, they do not have security. They're free. Letting their audience...
Right, they're actually taking a step further. They're encouraging them to come on stage and jump off. So, in most situations, even like the mosh pit situation, there's an argument that could be made there. If someone was injured in the mosh pit, that they still tried to have proper security to control it. It was somewhat of a controlled environment, that the band wasn't condoning it, the venue wasn't necessarily condoning it. It's an argument. I'm not saying it's a good one, but it's an argument. When you're inviting people on the stage to jump off, it's really only a matter of time that somebody's going to get injured. Now, I don't know if they're having these people sign waivers, or they're signing waivers as part of coming into the venue, but it's very risky for them at this point if they're not doing it properly.
So
injured in the pit, called DeWitt. That's from Ricky. I got to give him credit. That's from Ricky. Thank you, chat room. That's funny.
Because and I got a pushback last time I was talking about this because I was joking around. I could be the lawyer. I could figure out what Mo would say, which I do think, by the way.
You could also be a dentist, an airline pilot, professional gambler.
Yeah. Is there any job that you don't think you could do? We've never gone that direction, right?
Professional reader. Like when I saw George Bush reading that child's book to the classroom, I got scared.
Yeah.
I was like, "That's the reason I can't be president." I was like, "That was the only all the other
you can't read to kindergartners."
Yeah. I was like, as a kid, I thought to myself, I was like, "That's the reason. That's what will stop me from becoming president." All the other stuff, I was like, "I can do that."
You're kind of Dan Quayle, right? Put an E on the end of potato.
When I saw that, I was like, "I'm really
that's
done."
You're like, "That's my guy." He put an E on the end of potato.
Yeah. Then Trump got my hopes up. I was like, "Oh, I'm back. I'm back." Anyways,
back, baby.
So back to this argument, and so people pushed back and said, "Hey, when you go to a Turnstile concert, you know this is going to happen. So you're buying into if you know it's going to happen, how can you sue?" If you're a willing participant.
Well, I mean, you can be a willing participant, but you can also assume that there's proper safety measures set up, there's proper security set up. So you see other people doing it, they do it fine, they seem safe, and then you go to do it and something goes wrong because it's really not set up properly.
So I'm thinking of the audience members, and this is where I think the lawsuit's going to happen, and this is going to stop. Is there's going to be eventually, with enough of these happening, there's going to be a person in the audience, and they know what's happening. They're like, "Oh, I'm ready to catch people." Then they're going to be like, "Oh, my phone." They're going to look down, and all of a sudden someone's going to jump off stage and then land on their head.
Right, and paralyze them or give them a traumatic brain injury or something like that.
Or
it's a good thing they're holding their phone.
You know what I'm saying? Like they get distracted. Someone lands on your neck, and then all of a sudden now you have hospital bills. Your neck's not right. You're out of work, and then you got all these medical bills piling up, and then it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and
all
then you can't
because
work.
You looked at your phone. He's making an argument for not bringing your phone to concert,
and then it's like, well, someone jumped off stage, landed on my neck, and they were encouraging this. That's opening themselves up to a lawsuit.
No, absolutely. Then you're just an innocent bystander. You weren't even participating in the activity, and now you got injured from it. So I think you're right. You're probably going to see this stop. Kind of off topic, but somebody posted a video the other day that I saw of a rotating dance floor that used to be at City Walk.
Yep.
And I was thinking, there's no way that would go over today. Like, people would be injured on that left and right. So I think it's just a matter of time. Enough people get injured in this, and then they're going to stop doing it. The insurance carriers, their attorneys are going to get involved and say, we got to shut this down.
Yeah.
And they're, maybe they can do something similar to it that's, a little safer with proper security and safety measures and waivers, but, doing it the way they've historically done it, I don't see going on for much longer.
Yep. All right.
My neck's been hurting me since I went on Stardust Racers. Can you help me with that, Mo?
Were you hit by a duck?
Okay.
No.
That's a story.
You're queuing up the greatest hits today, buddy. Oh, man.
So let's talk about it.
I shouldn't have laughed at that when I read the headline either, but there's something funny.
Somebody getting hit by a bird.
Okay, but also, if you're going to get hit by a bird, one of the funniest birds I think you can get hit by is duck. One of the funniest birds.
Yes.
Ducks are funny.
Yes. And
Donald Duck, right?
Oh, yeah.
Daffy Duck. It's a funny bird. Funny fowl.
We spent a generation trying to shoot that stupid duck hunt duck with our gun. Every time it's laughing that we missed.
The dog.
It was a dog that was laughing.
Ducks can't laugh, you idiot.
My mind I was mad at the duck. You're right, the dog was laughing.
He goes like this.
I should shoot at the dog. Oh my God, I'm Shannon Still
sometimes
works.
That happens.
Still works.
Sometimes that happens.
Take that.
Hold, I'll fix it. John 3:16. All right, we're good.
All right, so back to the duck. So a lady gets hit in the face with a duck on a roller coaster.
See, it's funny.
It is funny.
It's funny.
Ever since
Not if you're the duck, though. It's not funny for the duck.
Fabio got hit, too.
Yeah, by Goose.
Yeah. Ever since Fabio, I'm like, I'm glad we live in the multiverse that Fabio got hit by a bird in the face and broke his nose.
I love that was like a media day, too, and they had all the cameras there and just pulled back in with a bloody face.
Anyway, so...
Also, that guy's a hunk, right?
What, Fabio?
Yeah, he's a piece of meat. He's a good-looking man.
So, does this lady that got hit by the bird have any recourse?
Yeah.
I mean, their argument they're basically making is that the roller coaster was near water. They should have known that ducks or birds could fly in front of the coaster. I personally think it's a tough argument. Just because, I mean, how do you prevent it? You know, for negligence, it's that you didn't take some sort of due care to prevent an injury to your patron. And so the only way to really fully prevent this is put the roller coaster indoors or put it entirely under a net, which I don't know is reasonable. Now, the one thing that they may have that I could see working here is that SeaWorld didn't warn. So there was a failure to warn. They didn't put up a sign saying, hey, you may possibly be hit by a duck in the face. And so that may be the only...
That's a song by Stitches.
That's bad for business. I mean, that happens 1 in 10 million. I'm not putting up a sign for 1 in 10 million.
Right. I mean, and so, you know, I think that may be their only kind of avenue to proceed forward here. I think it's a stretch of the case. I don't know, you know, how badly this person was injured, but I think in general, if you live in Florida, you know that there's birds and ducks everywhere. There's water everywhere. They were trying to argue because the roller coaster went over water, they should know there's going to be ducks there, but I don't know if that's really reasonable either.
Did you hear about the duck who went into the pharmacy to buy some condoms?
Come on,
and he says, and he goes, "Hey, give me 1 pack of Trojans." And the pharmacist says, "All right, that'll be $7.50." And the duck says, "Just put it on my bill."
Why is the product Trojan condoms?
Once a day.
It could have been anything.
No, you put the condom on his bill.
Oh,
you goddamn idiot! You know what, Melissa? Make a video of how dumb this guy is. I do
on the
joke.
top and bottom.
I do one. No, you stretch it out. You put it on his bill.
Okay, well you can open the. Anyway.
I do one joke for my dead father in heaven, and this is what happened.
So, you know, the likelihood, and isn't there something of like act of God? Isn't that, which I hate that's in the law.
Me too, 'cause I'm like, but only if I need it. If I need it, then I'm good. You know what I mean?
I mean, there is an element of foreseeability. Was this foreseeable to SeaWorld, and did they take reasonable precautions? Again, reasonable to prevent something like this from happening. So, you know, if they had some fishing line up, if they had things in the area to kind of keep general wildlife out, if it's never happened before, it may not be foreseeable. They may have taken reasonable precautions. So ultimately, the lawsuit could be dismissed. It'll probably settle out.
I got a brilliant business idea. Or I'll write this down.
I think I know where. I think I know where you're going. Let me write it down because I need
a financial backer too. Because
are we throwing ducks at people on roller coasters?
No.
Oh, close. That's what I wrote down. Actually, man, me and Mo are on the same wavelength.
So there's a job where you go to the airport with a falcon. You're a falconeer, and then you scare birds away from airports.
I think it's a falconer.
What is
a falconeer? A falconeer is a musketeer that has a falcon. A falconer is a falcon.
I think a wagoneer with a falcon on top.
You get the point. The point
is, a falconer drives a falconer.
Yes.
That I'll start a business.
Tom's Falconeer.
I get some falconeers to go to all these theme parks, and they won't even know what because it's never going to happen again, right? So, but I'll get some falcons, and
how many falcons?
And then EJ, I'll hire EJ and a bunch of other of our
he's too fat for falcons.
They don't even need.
Can't do it.
They just got to hold it with the leather glove, and then it scares away the birds.
Dude, they have to trust you.
Huh?
I've watched documentaries on that.
That will tie it down.
No, you put that little hood on it. If you don't have that hood on it, that thing will go bite crazy. It's got to have the hood. And it's less of a hood and more like a medieval Chinese brass helmet that this war animal wears. This thing is a war beast. You put an ancient Chinese brass bell in its head, and if you take that thing off it, that thing's ready to... It's ready to kill.
You know what? It won't even be a real bird. We'll put a whole pillowcase.
Dress me as a falcon. Dress me as a falcon. Fat falcon.
And then we'll say, hey, we're scaring away all the birds so that you don't have any of the lawsuits in the future. That's a good idea, right, Mo?
Sure.
All right.
I stayed at a hotel one time that had a falconer that would come out in the morning and eat all the little... There's like little birds.
I think they're falconers. Now he's got you saying it. Now he's got you saying it. My God.
All right. Okay.
Too fat for falcon guy.
So Mo, let's end with this story because this is the reason why people vote against their own rights and then end up having to where you're like, what? I can't sue for over 1 million now, and it's like you voted on it. So a story came out of Winter Garden where a lady sued Target in Winter Garden and won $11.7 million.
Yep.
And the headline, when people see that headline, it legitimately, I think, gets people mad. And they immediately think, oh, that lady doesn't deserve $11 million. Because then they read the story, and then it's like she tripped on a uneven parking area space in their parking lot and shattered her leg. But even when you read that, I think the general audience hears, and they're like, shattered your leg, you got $11 million. Like, I'll do that for $11 million. Like,
you say that, but yeah.
You know, but that's how how the people think, and then they're like, oh, this is a scam. This lady doesn't deserve it. And then next thing you know, when like big insurance companies and Target, which $11 million is nothing to Target, by the way, but they get people that are like, well, we'll make it so that we'll put a cap on how much Target can get sued now. And the people are like, I'll vote for that. You're like, no, like you're voting against your own rights. What? And like, just what? Save this giant $1 billion corporation some money?
Yeah. Why does that happen?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's generally the problem that I have with the billboards around town that put the numbers up and these kind of stories with the headlines is, we don't really know what happened to this lady. I mean, first of all, if you shattered your leg and had surgery, your medical bills alone are probably $500,000. So, pre-suit, they offered $250,000, or excuse me, prior to trial, they offered $250,000 in this case. They ended up with an $11 million verdict. But that $250,000, if her medical bills, and again, I don't know for a fact, but if her medical bills are $300,000 or $500,000, that basically leaves her with nothing, most likely. Yeah. So they really had no choice but to go to trial. And of course, her attorneys, I'm sure, made arguments that she's going to be in pain for the rest of her life. She was probably a likable individual who was probably a productive member of society, and this is dramatically.
She was okay. She's
you liked her, but think about all the things. Think about if you couldn't run anymore, couldn't walk anymore, couldn't ride bikes anymore, couldn't play golf or whatever you love doing. Being a falconer, anything like that.
If it affected your whole life,
right? So I mean, we're not getting the whole story here. We're getting a headline. We're getting a clip that really doesn't explain what happened to this individual.
And people do forget, like a jury of your peers decided this. Right. So it's like, like there's 12.
It's different per jury, right?
Like, it's usually like 6 people.
6. Well, what the hell?
14, 22.
Anyway, but
you've been getting a lot of wrong this week, man.
So like they decided this, and it's like it's not some like buffoon just like give her $12 million for nothing. Like it's like
I would like it if the judge was like, let's go to the buffoon. And they just point to some dumb guy and he goes, I don't know. Yeah.
But we don't know the whole story, and a bunch of people decided that this lady deserved
Here's
this.
What I do know. Here's what I do know from riding the Peloton every morning and seeing the commercials with the checks with the numbers. Every single one of these people look really sad behind their eyes, and there's something sinister. I mean, they're affected. Yeah. Like they're having to recover. You see what I'm saying? Like it is.
But then then you get the general, then you get emotional jealousy, or like I want this money, and then you get mad at the person like that. I deserve.
No, you want your health. Use your mind and use facts, and you want your health. You do not want to be run over by a truck for $11 million. You don't.
No, I mean one thing I've told everybody is for anyone who got that amount of money, if you gave them the option today of going through what they went through before or getting the money again, they would rather be put back in the situation prior to them getting that money or getting that injury, because their life is never the same. When you're getting that level of money, your life is never the same. And here, I mean, we don't know what her medical bills are. We don't know what her future medical bills are. She may need additional surgeries in the future. She may be, I mean, think about it. What if she's confined to a wheelchair or a motorized scooter for the rest of her life?
Yeah.
I mean, what's that worth? Are you going to live your life like that? She was 44 years old, I believe. So if you're going to be in a wheelchair and not be able to walk for the rest of your life, what's that worth to you?
Of course, yeah. And people just see the headline and they just see the money, and then they immediately jump to some conclusion in their head. It's
I think it's meant to do that, right?
There's a whole system that happens
by design.
Guess what? Target's lawyers were arguing against this. Really high-priced lawyers were making a good point in this case. Like people that also don't realize, like, what do you think? This corporation's lawyers and the insurance company lawyers, they're good. So they made a compelling enough argument to a jury that awarded this lady $11 million. It's probably justified, but we don't look at it that way as a society. And
I mean, it's easier to say, $11 million, that's a ton of money. But like I said, if you can't walk for the rest of your life, I mean, would you trade $11 million to be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life? I don't think most people would.
No.
Yeah. I'd
have to see what it feels like. Can I try it for 2 weeks? I just want to try it for 2 weeks to see how, because I might get there and be like, not bad.
It's not bad,
a long time ago, Mo, someone was going to give me $4 million to cut my leg off, and I'm not joking.
Do you remember that?
Mo knows. Mo's an old school listener. He knows all the buffoonery that went on.
And one time I jumped grave digger.
He's one of us. I forget that Mo's one of us.
One of us. Anyway.
Tom never chance, by the way. Do you know how lucky you are? Do you know you're one of one, dude?
This is history.
You
right
are
here.
one. It is. This is a one of one scenario.
But $4 million to cut my leg off, and we were debating it on the show.
You know, I thought you were going to do it, and I got really concerned.
I got dozens of emails offering, they're like, I'll cut my leg off if you just give me $1 million and you can take the rest.
I read these. Are so sad.
And people are struggling, and then when they hear that, and they're not even thinking about like long term, they're just like, I need the $1 million. It's worth cutting my leg off. That's how, and it's sad almost. It's like, that's how people's mentality. Now, if it actually came, I would call their bluff. I'd be like, if you're about to go into the operating room in Brazil or whatever the hell,
you're going to be there. I'm not going to be there.
You're going to work out.
I will take my money, and then you go with whoever's doing the bet, and you go cut your leg off. I'm out of the equation now. I got my $10 million.
No, I got to be
or
there
$3 million
with your spouse.
No, what are you going to stand there and hold the person's hand? No, I'm not, dude. That why would you do that?
Well, the evil millionaire wants it.
He didn't say that. You got to make yourself less available.
Yeah, he's filming it. Turning it into a show.
And then they were going to take the leg.
You make more money off the show than you paid me.
And they were going to take the leg, and then they were going to formaldehyde it. And put it on his mantle, right?
Yeah.
Special individuals.
I thought about doing it too.
Do you know who's doing this bit now? Mr. Beast is doing the old leg bit now.
But he's
everything's cyclical.
Tamed it down.
Everything's cyclical.
Well, Mo, thanks so much for
you
coming
guys.
in. We appreciate it.
How's Chicken Parm going? Where have you been hitting lately?
It's good. Where did we go last? Don't remember. We went to some fancy place on Sand Lake that was really good.
Do you have a running list of all the how many parms have you tried?
I think we're close to. We've been doing it for like a year and a half now, so like 75, 80, something like that.
Wow, 80 parms?
We're putting together a website, moeatsparm.com.
Are you really?
Yeah, we are. We're working on it right now.
I hope you get more rich from that.
Yeah, I hope you have to quit law. You know?
That's a comedy.
I used to be a lawyer, now I'm just a fat guy who eats parm.
Yeah, but your audience, your millions of followers. But then you're like, God, I'm in a parm prison.
Just get sad at home.
It is a parm. You hate it. You're like selling all the merch. You're dressed like parm.
You're like, and then behind the scenes, you're like, I can't eat one more goddamn bite of this.
And you're jumping Gravedigger dressed as parm. You're like,
but you're so rich, so you're driving.
And Tom's watching you, one leg. He's rich though. I don't know what happened.
Well, I spent it all immediately.
Yeah, on what? Chinese fentanyl.
Yep.
That's what he did.
Well, my leg hurts. Anyway,
You still have your Corvette with flames down the side, so it's all worth it.
It all came around. Do we need to bully Busdecker before we get out of here?
Okay, well, yeah, Busdecker. So what?
Do we need to talk about the roast or anything?
Okay.
Do we need to plug the roast or anything? It's sold out.
I think so. Yeah, it's sold out.
Okay,
so
yeah. So nothing. Hold on. Let me turn on this camera so we can see Bus. Hold on, Bus. Hold on 1 second, buddy.
Okay,
no, you're good.
Here's what you guys need to do: is you need to become a VIP at justcallmo.com. Get your card because Mo puts on a ton of events and lets you guys know. He does dinners all the time. All these VIP members are getting dinners, free events, and
free
stuff.
cruise. We're giving away a free cruise.
Free
on Mo.
cruise.
You got to be a Just Call Mo VIP member.
Yeah, and it's
No,
free.
it may be a Victory Casino cruise, but we're not telling people that. No, it's actual
free's free.
cruise.
Hey, a cruise is a cruise, man. That's what I'm saying.
And you got to pay the dock fees and the taxes. So it's like $380.
Maybe you could just take him on a cruise on your boat.
There we go.
We've done that. Do you know we've done this?
Really?
He's done cruises with listeners.
Yeah, they don't even want it.
3 times.
I
And you
wouldn't
know
want it.
2 of the people have died?
Really?
No,
Before
on
they
the
get,
boat?
No,
No.
before they
No.
get collected. It's almost like it's the curse of the monkey paw or something, right? It's like
Maybe they just didn't want to go on a cruise with Tom, and they just
in the monsters bidding for bowling or whatever, he bid on one. The guy died before he could collect, and then one of our listeners died before they could collect.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's.
You also
it
take a
makes you
long
feel
time before
bad
you can collect.
when you're like, hey, come out of
waiting
my
them
boat, and then I'm constantly bugging them, like, hey, when are you gonna come out the boat?
And then you get a text
They're
message
like,
from the
God.
wife, and she's like,
He passed away.
you slowly put your phone
Are you
down.
just trying to get friends? Is this your way to?
No,
have somebody to
it
hang
was
out
for
with?
charity, Busdecker.
All right.
Anyway, so what other events you got coming up?
Well, we got the beer fest, so we'll
Yes.
be there for that. We'll be there at the couch races.
Yeah, thank you to Mo for sponsoring both events.
We got a Just Call Mo holiday party coming up. If you're a VIP member, you'll get an invite.
Oh, really? Well,
It's going to be at the Enzian Theater. We're going to show a movie, and Santa's going to be there.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Santa.
I want to go to that
Yeah,
one.
you're invited.
The
You're
Enzian, I love the Enzian.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What movie are you going to show?
Elf.
Oh, Elf.
Yeah.
I'll bring my sons to
Yeah.
that.
Can they sit through an hour and a half, or are they going to be bored?
No,
We'll feed 'em
They'll have their
Small
pads. It'll be fine.
they'll be playing Roblox.
That's fine, whatever.
If you give them that, they'll do anything. They'll go anywhere.
By the way, are you going to employ birds to get rid of birds? Like, I feel like you're just going to have the hawks hitting people in their faces.
Falcons.
You're just introducing falcons.
They're
Falcons.
They're
No,
tied to EJ's arm, pecking
right.
crazy.
Okay. All right.
It was like, you know,
He's fine.
And now
It
that I
just
think
seems
about
like adding more birds to the equation.
Well, then we
is not
sell
a
them
good
falcon
idea.
insurance in case something gets hit with a falcon.
yes.
Falcon
They have
insurance.
talons. Like, if you get hit by one of those, your eyes are.
Oh, look, we got Napoleon Dynamite over here.
Just telling you.
Give me some of those tots.
I can throw a football. I can throw a football over the mountain.
That's his uncle. Anyway, so subscribe, become a Mo VIP.
Please.
Yes, sir.
It's free. JustCallMo.com. Mo, thanks so much for sponsoring
Man,
our event.
always a pleasure seeing you, buddy. Boss, always a pleasure seeing
Thank
you,
you.
too.
Yep. And we will see you soon.
I like that. I like that. It is another A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
We are live on Twitch and YouTube. Come hang out. Just search for @Tom and Dan Live. Find us on all social media. Not Socia. I was getting very lazy mouth. On all social media platforms. Just search for @Tom and Dan Live.
Let's do some weird job.
All right, do you want the original Weird Job thing, or do you want a new quickie? Because there have been a couple of people that are like, oh, I'm done with it. I can't do it anymore. And by a couple, I do mean a couple.
Yeah.
Like maybe one or two.
Well,
but I like to try and, appease everybody.
Let's talk about that guy.
Okay.
Because
No, there's a couple of them. There's one on Facebook and one on Reddit.
First, I appreciate everybody's opinion.
Except for these two guys.
No, I do appreciate it.
Okay.
And I agree with him, except for when he said, he's like, you can play the original. Well, every once in a while is fine. But to me, if you could play something new, that always doesn't that have a little bit more value than the song you've heard 10,000 times?
They're referring,
or no, or the value of the original.
That's what I think they're
value.
going more that the new, because they refer to AI, all of it, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, doesn't matter, as AI slop, all of it slop.
Okay.
So I think their argument is you're taking something that was originally good. And you're just loading it in and you're being like, make this song Irish. And then they're like, Irish slop. And then you're like, make this song rap slop. And then like, make this song Chinese slop. And they're like...
But if it has a theme towards the job we're interviewing about, like, don't they see the value in, like, hey, it's a new little thing?
Well, I have a surprise for you, buddy. I did it anyway.
All right.
Yeah, because I don't care. I'm almost... all
right, let's hear the slop.
I'm 49, and I'll be like, let me give you some slop. So I know what our guest's job is, and see if you could tell from this song, because I'm going to hit you over the head with it, if I nailed what this gentleman's job is. You ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Dead bodies, that's my job. I move the bodies of the big fat slobs. When people die and their bodies rot, I scoop up the innards with a squish and a plop. Dead bodies, that's my job. I move the bodies of the big fat slobs.
No,
That's it. Quick and dirty. See, I'm not gonna kill you with it.
Extra sloppy.
I'm just gonna give you the sloppy slop.
All right.
There you go.
So on the couch with us, we've got Jude Hernandez here. How you doing, Jude?
Hey, what's up? Doing great,
Glad
guys.
to have you here, man.
Glad to be here.
Also, I appreciate that you took coming into our studio seriously and you wore a suit. You look like $1 million.
Absolutely.
Your shoes are on point. Your suit's on point. It's a good fit.
Thank you,
You
gentlemen.
got a little pocket square going on.
Yes.
This guy, he's not messing around. But you do have earrings. I saw you have earrings.
Oh,
which
just
makes,
the one, man.
Yeah, just the one.
Bringing it back. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I like that.
He's got the
This guy F's.
Yeah.
I like the cut of your jib.
Now,
Thanks,
I
brother.
did think
Welcome.
a limo driver was here.
I did too. I was like, where's the coat? Let's do this. Come on. This is going to be like
So-
Rachel's Steakhouse 99.
So Jude brought us his new book, The Last Responder, On Call for the Dead. which can be found any place books are found, which I would know.
We don't know. Yeah, no one knows anymore.
Amazon? Where do you find books
I don't
now?
know. At a spooky house?
You find them on Amazon? That's where you find everything.
Amazon used to be books. Now it's everything else.
So, Jude, let's talk about how you even started writing this book, which starts from your last job, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah. So basically, at the height of COVID, so about 2020, I accepted a position with the county's medical examiner's office. Now, at the time, I was in school obtaining my degree in forensics.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. So I was probably about my second year, and I thought, man, what a great opportunity to basically see if I could come face to face with death and handle it and make sure that it's something that I can, do on a 9-to-5 basis every day. And so through a lead with one of my old friends, she actually worked for this county's ME's office, but I was out in another one. So she kind of threw me a lead and said, hey, I know you're doing this thing with school, and I want to see if you can get in here and start moving some bodies with us. And that was basically the gist of it.
That's where you got.
I was like, well, what do you do? And she's like, I pick up dead bodies from crime scenes. And I was like, okay, sweet. Like that's going to be perfect for my role in my future forensics career. And if anything, I'll give myself the limit of 1 year to do this job and keep it pushing from there.
Yeah,
so that's kind of how I got into it.
Were you concerned? I mean, you knew that it was going to be gory work. You knew that it was going to be gritty.
Absolutely.
But were you kind of like, okay, this is what you got to do, man. If you want to do this, you got to immerse yourself in this. Is this your version of I got to move to Nashville because I'm a pedal steel guitar player? You know what I mean?
Kind of one of those things. Yeah,
you're like,
absolutely.
I got to do the thing that you're supposed to do. I got to get into the body.
All right, so I'm curious. So when you transport dead bodies from crime scenes, what is your exact job? Do you have to...
I'm on legs.
Wrap them to or are you just picking up a body
paper.
bag?
You gotta use parchment paper.
So
they don't stick.
So and then are the bodies already body bagged, and then you just pick up the body bag? Tell us about the process.
So typically when an event or an incident happens, the local PD will get there, do their job, and then the county...
Oh, guy blew his goddamn brains out, Jerry!
Fuzz, yeah.
That's me on the scene as a cop. Yeah. I'm like, oh, God, don't go in there. It stinks. It stinks like a dog's ass.
Dear God, not again.
Oh, my God.
But once the death investigator gets out there, now they are the actual medical examiner's eyes and ears for the scene, because obviously they can't be everywhere at every call. So basically, once they do their job, they're the ones that give us the call to our dispatch, and they say, hey, this is the person, this is the address, race, date of birth, such... all that info. So once we get there, they're essentially still in the same position as they were found. Now, only representatives of the ME's office can touch the body, so typically, local PD can't go into any pockets or flip the body over to see who it is, look at their face, anything like that. So,
but if the Tom and Dad partners were on the scene, we've already gone through their pockets looking for money.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm looking for everything. I'm looking for jewels.
Pain pills, really.
I'm looking for everything.
It's like, hold on, I logged... This guy had $20 in his sock before the guys got here.
Before you show up, I have swept that place.
So the investigators, the actual detectives, can't even lift the body or move it? Or?
Now that's the general rule. That's the college learned experience when it comes to stuff like that. Now we see all kinds of TV shows. Huge misconceptions even there. But...
yeah, like that red-haired guy that used to always have a snappy answer. He'd be like, looks like this guy expired.
Yeah.
And then they...
You're driving the air.
That was the best one. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's all.
No,
man, we want to do this job as a ragtag cops, moving bodies all the time, solving crimes.
Yep. But yeah, that's the general rule of thumb. Typically, because you don't want any kind of physical evidence that may be on the person to be messed up or in any way.
Oh, I got some of my beefy king horsey sauce on this dead body. Oh, God.
Detective just chewing gum right over the body. It just falls into his mouth.
You don't want to taint any of the crime scene either, right?
No, right. Yeah. So they call that in situ, basically just making sure that crime scene stays as preserved as possible until, Now, as a death investigator, the only evidence they typically ever collect is any medicine or drugs that pertain to their death. Or let's say there's a weapon. Some guy got stabbed in the heart with a knife. knife, they're not going to pull that out till he gets to the ME's office. That way, the actual ME can remove it, do her own investigation, or his own, and they'll kind of just do what they have to do from there with their kind of evidence.
So you get called and they say, hey, there's a body here we need to pick up.
Yeah.
So tell us about, you show up and the stereotypical, chalk outline around a body, blood, the person was murdered. Let's say it is a murder case, right? The detectives did their job, and now it's your time to transport the body back to the medical examiner.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do?
All right, so throw on my sunglasses. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Typically we get the dispatch. We've given around an hour to be able to respond because we either might be on another call. My immediate colleague who would drive the transport van primarily would live out
could be
one
in
area.
Qdoba, about to have a quesadilla.
Yeah, and I've picked up some people in some weird places. But typical crazy murder scene, we both arrive and we examine, assess the scene. It's super important, even not as being technically law enforcement. You do want to make sure that scene is okay to walk in. There's nothing ticking in the basement, or
right.
You don't step in any blood in your new galoshes. You know what I mean? But typically we assess the scene. We document what they're wearing. Anything that they're wearing goes with them. Once we document that, then we empty pockets, remove anything that might be in there, give it over to the family or whoever else might be involved in this investigation.
Is it anything
tag them and tag them? Yeah.
Anything in their pockets could be evidence, right?
Potentially, yeah. So that's why either it's going to be turned over straight to law enforcement, depending on what it is. If it's just jewelry, a wallet, a cell phone, that's usually goes to the family. But if you're talking murder, you know what I mean, then most of that stuff, it will actually go to law enforcement.
Okay.
As you said, it might be evidence.
So
Tom's an amateur detective. I don't know if you know that. Not much gets by that guy.
So let's talk about how to move a body. I imagine you
move it like a pumpkin. You pick it up from the bottom, so the bottom doesn't fall out.
I just hoist them over my shoulders.
Yeah.
Well, Jude, you're unprofessional.
You know what? Straighten up, young man.
So the because I guess it depends on how long they've been there. The rigor mortis sets in, so they're stiff or not stiff, or sometimes they could be the body could fall apart if it's there too long.
Yes.
Give me all that, the gruesome details.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I can tell you about a call that I had where it was a murder-suicide, and basically the guy, it was a couple in their younger 50s. The guy goes into the bedroom with his girlfriend asleep, puts two in her head, and goes into the kitchen, eats a bucket of chicken wings, downs 2 bottles of wine, and then he kind of points it at himself, and then boom. Now, by the time we had gotten the call, their bodies probably weren't discovered for about 2.5, almost 3 weeks. So he was in a very severely bloated stage. Now, I call this
full of chicken.
I call this the call that popped my cherry because I was only 2 weeks in on the job.
When
this
man!
happened.
And you got old chicken belly in his dead wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you do to prepare yourself for what you're walking into, or is there other detectives, hardened detectives, or something hey, kid, you sure you you
get the stomach for this in 15 years.
No, I want something in that. What was that soccer show on HBO? Ted Lasso. Well, I want you spitting into a mirror before you go out there. You're like, you can do this, mother effer. Yeah, come on.
So, because there's also the element of you don't want to embarrass yourself if you get sick. Is that even a thing? We've all seen in movies, the person that sees a gruesome scene and then they throw up the greenhorn that
Yeah, for sure, man. It happens. Now, as far as preparing myself, not really. There's nothing you can do. You just kind of glove up and pray that it's not as bad as the dispatcher makes it out to be. Spoiler alert, it usually is.
You wear a respirator or something because that stink has got to be horrible.
Yeah, man. So I actually, it didn't take long after my first few days on the job to buy me a nice, decent respirator, and it worked wonders, man. It really.
You didn't think of that at the beginning. I just thought of it.
No, I'll just use a regular.
Before I even apply for this job, I'm writing down. I'm getting a respirator.
No.
Or is that or maybe I don't because I'm I don't want to seem weak along the other.
I don't think I wouldn't have
detectives.
thought to do that because I think I would have just a regular. What is it? A
KN95.
Yeah. Well, KN95 would be just fine.
Yeah, and we were actually required to wear those because, like I said, this is mostly during the height of COVID. And thinking about buying a respirator, I don't know. I'm a guy. I don't think sometimes.
Yeah.
So I just thought I had it.
The chat room is interested why they didn't cover your respirators. It's just that.
Goodness, yeah, no,
nah, that's not a thing. Okay,
gotcha. So this
it's the county.
Yeah.
They're not paying for a respirator.
It was a dumb question.
No questions are dumb questions. But yeah, it was interesting. Trying to even sometimes mentally prepare because sometimes you'd get the heads up because you do get the age in these dispatches. And, I've picked up kids. I've picked up people of all kinds of ages, the lost, the poor, the forgotten.
Kids are easier to pick
rich.
up, right?
Oh, man.
Sorry, I had to say it. I'm deflecting. It's lighter.
So going back to that severely decomposed murder-suicide.
Yeah.
So, how do you even go about...
What do you use to get the body up? Like, does it fall apart in your hands? Like,
no. So he wasn't that severely decomposed. He was in the advanced bloating stage. So he was super.
My
super
wife's
puffy.
in that right now.
Careful.
Yeah, my wife is in severe bloating stage right now.
Well, I'll just say that. So it's real hard to even touch something like that, right? Because your initial reaction is to run away from it, right?
It can be, yeah, absolutely.
Easier if they're in overalls. That's right. That's the best thing for them to be wearing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Especially when they're covered in maggots. I mean, it's insane. I've had a call, which I do talk about in my book, where dispatch said he was an African American male. He was probably not discovered for about kind of the same thing, two weeks, and I walk in and I see that he's just covered in white, and I'm like, oh, hey, dispatch said this guy was, African American, and got a little closer, and he had that many maggots on him that basically,
my God,
it gave him a totally different complexion from a distance.
Okay, so some of this is obviously this job is insanely gruesome.
Yeah,
and
how long did you do this for again?
What's that?
How long did you do this for again?
A year.
A year?
Yep.
It's a long time.
So how do you compartmentalize this and go about your life after work where you saw something, gruesome murders, dead bodies, something that few of us have even seen.
You've seen a dead body.
I have. I've seen multiple if you count funerals and things like that.
Sure.
But
I've seen both my parents' dead bodies.
So, yeah. And then, so I
know what it's like. I wasn't trying to make a joke there. I
got you.
Yeah, I know that vibe. But there is a different feeling when you see something with no life in it.
Absolutely.
It's a different thing.
But not in these circumstances, in the worst of the worst, like a horrible, horrific Halloween Horror Night scenario of
but it's real.
Gore. And how do you deal with that in day-to-day life?
Honestly, and I hate to say, sound so, what's the word? Just kind of mediocre.
There you go.
You get used to it. Honestly, you do it long enough to the point where it's not so much just a job. It's just kind of the armor that you put on before you get to that spot. You know that someone's got to do the job. You're there to do it, and you can't look around and say, "Hey, I can't take this call. Can you grab this for me?" There's no calling out. I was on call 24 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week, simply just waiting for people to die. So
let's go to the.
I don't know if I'm the guy for this.
Where you, I don't know many people that would even apply to this job, much less stay for a year.
It was in your path. Right? It was where you were going.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you could be where you are now without it? I mean, obviously you wouldn't have the book, but do you feel like it helped your career? To know that side of it really
absolutely.
hands-on?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. It was just a good spoiler alert, a good heads up. Hey, this is the job. This is what you're going to be doing. This is what it's not going to be
I guess you could say if
dusting.
I can't handle this, then I don't want to be in this
exactly.
league at all.
Yeah. It's not just going to be dusting for prints. Every time you get a call, sometimes it's going to be gruesome. It's going to be heavy, and you're going to have to kind of take some of that home and
kid stuff,
try to separate.
The chat room agrees. I don't know if I could do any of that.
In your year's time of doing this, did you personally find any evidence that was actually relevant to a case or anything like that?
Honestly, one time. One time. There was a suspected overdose. Everything is alleged and suspected until they get that autopsy and proof otherwise. But there was a gentleman who had passed away right under his carport in his backyard. Older guy, too. Typically, my immediate colleague, her name is Gwen, we would remove the shoes a lot of times because you never know what could be hiding in there, whether it be drugs, of course, any kind of evidence.
Joke's on you. Tom doesn't wear shoes.
People hide a lot
is that
of
why you're
barefoot?
Yeah. Can't move his body. No shoes.
But yeah, the one time was that one gentleman, and he was a suspected overdose. And as we arrived on scene, the detectives were just getting ready to leave, and we got our thing, we did our thing, we pulled off socks, pulled off shoes, and there was a small bag of a white powdery substance in there, and so we had to run out real quick.
You found my sock fentanyl.
Look, hey guys, you missed something here, So they had to come back.
I like it when the detective used to poke their finger in and then rub it on their gums to see. That's called a personal inspection.
They lick their pinky, and then they go in there a little bit, and then they go back there and they maybe put it on their gums, and then maybe they go like, oh, yeah, that's good. They're like 100% Peruvian gold.
Yeah, this guy's from out of town.
Yeah, they usually make some comment about the purity of it.
So you found the fentanyl in the shoe, and then
yeah. So basically, we had to kind of wave the detectives back over and say, "Hey guys, you might have missed something here."
Yeah.
They did their thing.
What's the most gruesome one you've seen? Do you have one that you're like, that's my top tier?
Yeah, absolutely. In my book, I have a few funny, not funny. We have a very different way of dealing with death and
sure,
gore. Mortuary humor is what we call it. And it's not to disrespect. It's just to kind of laugh at the absurdity of life around death.
People get confused by this sometimes because they'll see, like, sometimes there'll be a hidden cell phone camera around, like, the detectives or, like, medical examiners dealing with a crime scene, and they'll be laughing or whatever. And then people are like, "Oh, how dare
you monster!"
Like how unprofessional this is. Like these people have to deal with this all the time. Yeah. It's their only way to stay sane.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen people deal with death in a number of ways that you guys probably wouldn't even believe. But it's insane. But one of the most gruesome calls, I called it "Some Assembly Required" in the book because she was unfortunately murdered, and she was cut open and nailed to the floor by the skin of her torso. And her hands were cut off, her feet were cut off. They were nailed next to her to the floor as well. So that was pretty insane.
Oh my God!
I don't even know what to say about this, man. Like, hold on a second. We've done a lot of these stupid segments, and that, literally, I didn't even know. I couldn't even hit the button to change the camera on you. I didn't even know what to say to that.
That is great. That's like a movie type serial killer.
No, that's like Diablo.
Thing.
That's like the video game Diablo, or like some sort of like
it was pretty
Black
insane.
Noir, the Black Dahlia murders or something.
Yeah,
man.
I think the guy was deemed, definitely insane.
Criminally insane.
Yeah, and he, it was some type of religious psychosis that kind of went along with that, for sure, from the small details that I was able to find out. But
so then, is it up to you to like pull the nails off?
Yes.
So you have to pull individually nail off of this.
No, man.
Like that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I look at you differently now.
Yeah. I want to shake your hand. You're a tough ass man.
Yeah. Because he seems like such a jovial, nice guy.
He's happy. Like, look at my book.
Like, I got to date Gators dockside with you and have a great time with you. Just watching some football, talking some ass.
Hey,
just
go Gators.
Two dudes from Deltona shoot the ass.
Yeah.
And you've removed nails from a corpse that was nailed to the floor like a movie scene.
Well,
It's insane.
Then you got to bag the nail, and then you got to bag the body, right?
So
you got to save everything.
Everything. Yeah.
So I think it's worse
crazy,
to have to
dude.
pull the nails out and then go, okay, tag that. This is nail 5. Put it in the thing.
Yeah.
All right, here's the hand. Preserve that. All right.
So is there any preservation? Like, okay, everything goes into a body bag, and then is it on any sort of cooling system, or that doesn't matter at this point? Or
well, so basically what we do once we bag them and tag them, we put them in the transport van, and then we take them straight to the ME's office, and they get put on a gurney. We get their weight, and they go into a cooler with all of the other decedents.
So that gets done once it gets to the facility. So in the van is now,
no, it's not like an ice cream truck.
But when you're driving the van, it's got to smell horrible, right?
Sometimes it does, yeah, man. And your best and only defense is just cracking them windows down as far as.
Well, I've ridden in your truck too. It's pretty bad. It smells like milk, sour milk.
And then is there ever getting that smell out of there, or like every time you get in the morning, just just a drive.
No,
to
you make
get
that
coffee.
the body van. That's only for body.
Yeah.
It takes a few days sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
what about the smell? I've heard that the smell, like especially the first time, or if you see something super gruesome, that there are some human smells that get in your nose and you feel like you can't get them out of your nose for weeks, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
That's like a real thing?
Oh, yeah, for sure. The first time I picked up my first decomposing body, I probably couldn't get that smell out of my head for like a month. Honestly,
yeah, I feel there are like reports of people when they start to do it.
Yeah,
even with EMTs too. Like, and I'm sure Joe, our buddy Joe, would say this, but where you get a smell in your nose and you're like, oh, okay, well that's it. My nose is ruined now. I just have dead body smell in my nose from here on out.
Yeah. I mean, it's very distinct.
So distinct. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like burning hair almost. You know, like with the distinction. I mean,
yeah, for sure. Totally different than roadkill on the side of the road.
Yeah,
and it's something
I've
that
heard
you never
that,
forget.
and I don't know if I've ever smelled a dead body. So I don't know what to say about that, but I've heard that it is a different smell.
Yeah, something you never forget for sure.
And then you're dealing with, did you ever have any instances where they're cleaning up something very sensitive and there's loved ones around or anything, or they try to keep them off the scene while you're doing your business?
Yeah, for the most part they are off the scene, but a lot of the times, like when we do a pickup in someone's house, there's only so much that law enforcement can do to keep them, away. So, I didn't do so much cleanup either. Mostly it was just pickup.
Gotcha. Yeah, cleanup is a different animal, right?
Oh my gosh, you have no idea.
Yeah.
So, because a lot of people do die in their houses, and then when they do, like, they're in hospice or whatever. My grandfather, I was like, he'd rather die in his house, I think, than a hospital. He hated the hospital.
Yeah.
And then after he died, I think someone like you came and then picked up the body from the hospice nurses and stuff like that. And then so you've done a lot of routine stuff, not just like most of it's routine, right?
Maybe a good 35-40% were the general, like we call them funeral home calls. Because remember this, I was also like with a company that was contracted with certain funeral homes as well. So a lot of the times, if old Johnny Appleseed decided to pass away at home, he would likely already have plans for which funeral home he's heading to, and what he wants done with his body and so forth. So we just go and pick him up.
Back that.
Yeah, and those typically would just get wrapped. They would usually get wrapped in bed sheets. It was a lot easier for the funeral homes to kind of deal with them.
That's what they did with my aunt. I also would like to commend the people that did your job, at least for my family. I found them to be the most kind,
respectful.
Like this isn't their first rodeo, and they're not there to, they do it right. And it was a shut door scenario. They shut the door. They did their business. They got everything.
Yep.
And it was almost like you didn't even know they were there because look, they don't necessarily want to be there hanging out.
No, not really. And that's also like a common misconception about removal technicians and people that are involved in mortuary work, is that we're cold and weird.
I didn't find that at all.
But no, man, we're just people who know that there's a job to do, and you know what I mean. Like sometimes it extends beyond that. Like I've comforted mothers crying on my shoulder to take away their dead child. And it's that stuff that sticks with you. It's not the goriness. It's not the crazy stuff that you see with your eyes. It's what sticks with you mentally. The things that you sometimes even hear.
Sure.
You know what I mean. Sometimes I even still wake up in a cold sweat from a scene that I did previously. Trying to console someone, or even watching a father sing to his dead child.
I'm sure that was kind of therapeutic, right?
Dude, absolutely.
To write the book.
It was a great release, and I think my trauma clocked pretty well with some audiences. So it was definitely a good thing. And that is an actual picture of me. So I went to one of my old sites where I had to do a pickup.
Oh, that's cool.
That is a railroad track.
So you spend money instead of using AI.
Yeah, no.
That's a mistake. That's going to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, well, that's all right. For me, it really wasn't about the money anyway. It was really getting these stories out there, because I realized, my silence was almost a disrespect to these people that I've helped, deal with, or crossover, as some would say.
And also as entertainment, I think people are interested in this. It's not disrespectful.
They very much are.
It's not disrespectful to be curious about a job that deals with delicate and strange things.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure people want to read this. I'm sure we have a ton of listeners that would love to read your book.
Yeah, that would be great.
Where can they pick it up?
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon right now. Paperback, hardcover, and ebook as well. I'm working on an audiobook for it, too.
So, chat room is laughing that you hold books like Trump holds Bibles.
How are you supposed to hold it?
You can tell when people don't use things because they hold them weird. Yeah. It's like he picks up a telephone and puts it against his boobs.
Yeah.
It's
a great book, the greatest book ever.
Let me see Trump pump gas. He doesn't know how to do it, man. He doesn't know how to do it.
So, Jude, the fact that you're so normal is what bothers me the most.
Yeah.
Like, I need you to be like a haunted house butler. You know what I'm saying? I need you to be a weirdo.
Like
you're not a weirdo. You're not,
not completely.
How did we find you? How do we connect with you?
Oh, so I have an author Facebook page, Jude Hernandez.
Oh, cool.
It's not.
How do we find
too
him,
live.
though? How do we get him for
Jude emailed us?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I hit you guys up.
Hey, thank you, man.
Honestly, guys, I would be like on the road going to pick up, and I'd be listening to you guys. Like, not even kidding.
Awesome.
All right, well, let's end with this, Jude. Like, in that profession, what can a dead body transporter removal person make? Like, generally, and not to get in your business.
Well, being that I wasn't directly employed by the actual medical examiner's office, this was kind of like an off company. I made a laughable $12.50 an hour doing this job.
My God.
So you really were doing it for experience.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
This guy, there's not another Jude. This guy's cut from a different cloth, man. You're like an old soul.
Thanks, brother.
That's one value meal.
Yeah.
He was doing it for experience, Tom, not for money.
Yeah.
He was doing it so he knew
value.
if he wanted to like keep moving down that track.
But I just want everybody, the next time you're bitching about your job.
The chat room's freaking out right now that you got paid so little. They're like, "Wow!"
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah.
I mean,
you're making some people mad. They feel bad for you now.
But again, this is kind of like you're paying your dues to work your way up to
absolutely
the next position.
Yeah.
God, man,
honestly, for what it was, I had a good time. I learned a lot. I was used in so many ways that I never thought that job would use me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it helped open the door to a lot of other things. Once I graduated, I worked as an autopsy technician. I've worked as a mortuary assistant doing embalmings. Even working regular funeral homes. So I've kind of surrounded myself almost with the grief that I know I can handle.
Let me give you a tip.
The fact that you said you had a good time, it makes you real sick of it.
This guy is weird.
You described. I can't even get it out of my head. The thing you said.
I didn't want to say it again.
Yeah.
It involves nailing a woman's torso to a floor.
Oh yeah.
That's wild, man.
Right.
Well, hey, thank you so much for being on Weird
Guys,
Job.
thank you so much for having me.
Good one.
This has been amazing. Honestly.
And good luck with the book. Everybody can find it on Amazon. It's called The Last
Amazon.
Responder.
Yep.
On Call for the Dead by Jude Hernandez. And thank you, man.
Of course.
Well
thank
done.
You guys.
That
I appreciate
that
everything.
one rattled me a little bit. We should have done this one for Halloween. What the hell are we doing?
Who books
It's
these
all
things?
good.
We'll be right back.
All right. Bye-bye. Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. We'd love for you to come over, hang out in the chat room with some of the other people that are there right now. Just search for @Tom and Dan Live. We'd love to have you. Super good time.
Two big events coming up, November 22nd, November 23rd, Bad Business Beer Fest, Sofas and Suds.
Yes, sir.
Just mark your calendar. So Daniel just told me that the Miami Heat head coach's house burned down. And I was telling you that my buddy Dre kind of, I say knows him. He waves hi to him every day as he drops his kid off at his school.
You know, it counts.
Yeah.
I know one of the Magic conditioning coaches. Because he lives right next to where May goes to school.
Yeah.
And we see him every morning, too. And we see him on the news, too. And we always wave, too. That's what you do.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
in the
well,
hopes
he
that
has
you're
gotta-
gonna, in
yeah.
the hopes that you're going to get Magic tickets. And I know Dre well enough to know that Dre, he's way better at it than me because he's Miami.
Yeah.
But he said, "I'll teach you my ways." He's teaching me the ways. You wave at all the sports coaches, DJs, famous people that go to the school because you might get hooked up to a concert or to a sporting event.
So I make a lot of jokes on the show, but I've screamed out loud like, "Whose house is burning down? You only houses that burn down are hoarder houses." I made that joke because my buddy, who's a firefighter, told me like a lot of hoarder houses do burn down, and it makes sense because they're filled to the brim with combustible materials, and if it starts burning, there's so much fuel that's And then if you got a mansion, which I'm sure the head coach of Miami has, I imagine it's clean, and then I'm like, how does? And this goes to show you, like,
you don't think it could be just like maybe he doesn't spend a lot of time there, and there's just clutter everywhere, and his kids are wild.
But clutter's different than enough fuel to start a raging inferno.
Well, clutter plus a candle is all you need, man.
Because
and then those rooms to go sofas, they'll go right up.
Well, most stuff is built or with not it's anti-flammable.
You believe
material.
that?
Yeah,
you believe that companies.
Dude.
You believe that? No, I don't believe it.
Take a lighter to this couch.
No,
you can hold it. It's not going to start on fire.
No, they cut corners. I believe they cut corners. I have a lighter right here. I'll set the couch on fire to prove a point.
They don't burn as much as they, like.
Nah, see, you say that, and then every year, like when Andrea worked at IKEA, every year there was something she had to go and yank from the children's department because they said, oh, yeah, when it gets near flame, and it's just like, it kills everyone. Like, and I'm like, oh, how'd that get through? They're like, we don't know.
I'm just wondering, how does it turn into? I guess the drapery that catches, and then it catches the roof.
Rich people love their drapery
and the rafters. But even the
carpet.
drapery.
What about carpet?
Carpet's made non-flammable.
But I think when you get the rich people, they're like, rules don't matter to us. Buy the flammable carpet because it looks better.
Anyway, but it happened, and it does happen. And
this was a big one too. Firefighters found 2 structures on the property. Said, dude, you were right. This was a mansion because it had been spreading. It partially collapsed part of a structure, and then there were access issues. The tree fell over. There were more than 20 fire units trying to put this out. It was unoccupied at the time. The fire started at 4:30 a.m. That sounds like a candle.
Well, it's unoccupied, so unless they left it.
No, that's what I'm saying. That sounds like a candle.
Electrical fire. But, man, again, though, like, Miami's pretty densely populated. Like, it's weird to me that it got that big to collapse the structure without the neighbors noticing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
most people are claiming that it would have been. And this doesn't sound like that big of a house either. It's only a 5-bedroom home. He bought it in December of 2023.
Yeah, a 5-bedroom home.
$8 million.
Yeah. It depends on where you are. You're right there near Biscayne Bay, Coconut Grove, 5-bedroom home.
It did not spread to any other homes. And what the neighbors are saying is they suspect it has to do with some of the renovations that were recently done to the home. So I think you might be right on this. It might have been new renovations plus new wiring. And then poof, and then you get a little fire.
Yeah, it's especially if there's renovations and there's wood inside the house, like building materials. Like then I understand. I'm just like a regular mansion, even a house. Like even us, this studio. Well, I guess our office, that's a fire hazard waiting to happen because it's piling the papers on my desk.
In here. Do we do whatever we want? We got sprinklers in here. We can pile it to the ceiling.
But it's like, what would...
I had firefighter buddies of mine tell me that. They're like, oh, you got sprinklers? Pile it to the ceiling.
Yeah, you're right.
They're like, you can do whatever you want because as soon as the fire starts, these sprinklers, when they need to do what they need to do, they'll do it. Now, they're going to ruin everything in here.
Worse than the fire. But it won't burn.
That is how I run my life. Like, I live in a townhome, and I have the same set of sprinklers, and they have to be inspected like once or twice a year. And I let them into...
You're right. You can leave anything.
But in I'm a different story. In my garage is Tapestry of Nightmares. I'm only battery-powered vehicles now. Only batteries.
All batteries,
I'm Mr. Battery.
Batteries.
Yeah, candles and batteries everywhere. Do you think these sprinklers can go up against an industrial... performance battery. I don't know.
It just goes off and just keeps spraying.
Yeah, but I think it would just like 2 wizards fighting at that point because the sprinkler's dumping water. The batteries, I think a battery can burn through water because what have we learned about my car with hurricanes?
The Tesla's underwater is on fire.
When a Tesla goes underwater, it burns underwater.
Your whole house is flooded and on fire
and burning. Yeah. It would be bad. And then my scooter, that's a less sophisticated battery. That battery is just that's a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
That battery is a ticking time bomb.
I'm waiting for it to explode you off.
It is. I'm waiting for that too.
You'll be
Why do you think I wear leather pants?
And then it's going to explode you off like the airbag
It's going to launch me like Vern Troyer out of a cannon.
And then you're all
ragdoll crazy.
Yeah, when someone hits ragdolling, it hurts.
I saw somebody on a motorcycle die that way.
Yeah, they're not even bracing for impact. They're just total loose.
They had remember I saw an expedition hit a guy on a bike.
And
he was like, woo!
Oh, yeah, that's what I claimed that I could actually.
You claimed you could land it. The guy died. That's very disrespectful.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Let's do some email.
All right, let's start with something This is for an ACT show. So let's start with this one right here. This is a text message. Actually, this is a Facebook Messenger message I got from, this is from Garen.
Garen?
Yeah. And he, and he says he's been listening to us since we were doing the Raccoon in the Box and the White Label Mabels. I'm getting married this month, and my future stepdaughter always gives me hell when I take her to school in the mornings and I make her listen to the previous night's ACT. In the past year, we sit deadpan silent on the way, and I always play it, but I will catch her laughing at you guys on the way to school. All right. Is there any way that you can give a shout out to Emily sometime this morning that would make her day? There you go. Emily, thank you for hating our show.
No, she laughs every once in a while.
Yeah, but it's cooler to say she hates it because I understand we're not her demo. But I do know a lot of I can still make kids laugh. They just think we're dumb old men. But when they really get in there and they start listening to us, they're like, these guys aren't like the other talk show hosts. They don't do any politics. They just want to be funny. They're just trying to hold their lives together. Our show is about two dumbasses trying to hold their business and their lives together, and we're not doing a good job.
Yeah, and Emily, I wish that...
Shout out to Emily. Thank you for listening.
See, I wish that when I was a teen, I could have understood that people really don't become this mysterious adult one day that their whole personality changes. You're just like the same teen in an adult body.
You know what taught me that?
Your experience matters. Like you don't think the same, and you're like, okay, well now that I've got 43 years under my belt, like I'm a different person. But the core personality is still there. I still feel the similar feelings as I work. You remember your youth.
You taught me this with your grandpa. Not to get serious, but, but explain how,
he told me what
he would do it a lot, right?
Don't say that, old man. You're scaring the S out of me.
What did he say?
No, he says, I don't feel 90.
Did he rip his V-neck shirt off at the DMV and he told you to put it on or something? He's like, I'll fight you right here in the parking lot. He's like, this guy's like 18 years old in his mind.
I just remember he's like, I still feel like I did when I was your age.
Your grandpa's ready to storm the beach.
He's like, I still feel this way, but I'm in the old man body. I'm like, oh my God,
shut up.
Scaring the hell out of me. Like, I want you to feel like I'm ready to go. So he didn't feel that way. He felt like he did 30 years ago. Like when he was 50.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and then it dawned on me. I'm like, of course he did. And when he was 50, he probably felt like he kind of did when he was 20. Like, obviously, your views and things change, but it's like still that core you is still in your body, and it's like you're just older now.
Yeah.
And
there's a level of frustration I think you get there too, right? When you get older, But I think the old people that seem to handle it the best are the ones that like manage it and keep it in stride. They're like, that's the way it goes.
Of course.
And he was like that. I'm not saying he's not, but like it was funny to see how I like seeing older people when their minds are extra snappy. It's impressive, and it...
Well, it scares me because I'm like, well, I'm not that snappy now.
Yeah, I know. All right. I wasn't going to bring that part up. I know. Sometimes I feel very not snappy. Sometimes I think I have an illness.
When I see an old man that's really got it together, I'm like, oh my God. Like Biden made me feel good because I was like, this is what an old man's supposed to be.
I was like, that's where I'm going. All right. I'm on the right path.
Well, I'm better than that, so I'm still good. But when I see an old man that's better than me, I'm like, oh my God.
Sometimes when I see Trump dance, I'm jealous. I'm joking. All right. Let's do another email. Let's do a real one. That was just a shout out to Emily. Thank you, Emily. And Gavin. We had, Garen. We had Ghost of Manu Bull said, holy crap, that's my half-brother's name. I thought he was the only Garen around.
It was weird. I've never even heard of a Garen.
It's a Gary Karen, is what it is. A Gary Karen is a Garen. This is from Gold Star BDM Cam. Hey, Dan, Tom's pumpkin smashing story gave me a great idea. You should do a BDM episode called Hate Thy Neighbor, sponsored by Love Thy Neighbor. It would be people submitting their best neighbor feud stories. I know there's a lot of good ones out there.
We should do this.
Do you want to put it out there? Is this our new contest? Because I'm going to just say something. Dukes of Hazzard was the stupidest thing we ever did.
And we will give you a free straw hat and a Tom and Dan prize pack for everybody who's willing to come on air with us and tell us your Hate Thy Neighbor story.
Yeah, we already have people in the chat room weighing in. Because Corny's Cheesecake says...
That's a real thing.
Yeah. did you ever feud with a neighbor?
No.
Yeah, you're not that guy.
No matter what they did to me, I stayed away from it because I don't want to live. I like more than, even if something is wrong done to me, I like living in a non-stressful, living in peace. And I don't want to come home and see the person and then try to like avoid them because out of the awkwardness or like.
Good call.
Or, like I'm like living in peace is my greatest value, and more than if my neighbor does something or like constantly maybe is not polite and like inconsiderate.
Yeah.
I'm just like, screw it. Peace is more valuable.
Well, you can't change them either. Real quick, this kind of ties into neighbors and areas. I just wanted to give you the area of the coach from the Heat, Eric Spoelstra's home. Was southwest of Miami-Dade County near the area of Davis Road and Ponce de Leon Road.
Okay, I don't know.
Not ringing a bell?
No.
I was trying to give you some numbers there. If maybe we could figure out how much this house cost.
I mean, it's $8 to $10 million house, no problem. It's there, but Miami's weird because what I knew of it 20 years ago, like there's spots in Miami like where that my grandma lived, like down the block from where my grandma lived. Is a place called E-Lake, and there's $15 million mansions.
I think we hit it. In 2017, it sold for 4.3, so I think we're close.
Yeah.
We're very close.
No. Everything is that expensive in Miami, especially.
Back to neighbors quickly. I've always had good luck. I'm a chirper too, which I think helps. Well, if your neighbor's like that. I've had some neighbors that don't like chirping, but I'm also a good enough chirper to know if you're not receiving it, I'm not going to offer it.
I think it's your strategy is better than the old man that just minds his own business and is not chirpy and is not mean. Is just a very down the road, like, you're just like, you may not even acknowledge or whatever. You just like keep to yourself. People take that as you want to be left alone, and it's kind of like aggressively even though if you're not even putting that off, people take it as you're like, oh, this guy, he's too good to say hi to me or something.
Why is he not waving?
Take it as an insult.
I get that sometimes with other people, but I continue to wave. You know what I say about that? I'm like, just be you. Because I'm just going to continue. Like, I'll wave to them. Even if they never wave back to me, it's kind of like what you were saying about, like, look, if they're just being rude, I'll just like, hey, it's fine.
Yeah. You wave to them, acknowledge them, or just keep being nice.
Because maybe one time they will wave. Like, I don't know. Probably not. But
there are people, and we've seen it forever, that have, like, 30-year feuds with neighbors, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, I understand.
So we're doing Hate Thy Neighbor. So if you have one and you heard Tom, he will give you a prize. We'll give you something decent too. I'll dig in there and find a gift card or something too, and give it to you because my dad feuded with our neighbor at the last house that we sold. It was over a fence. It's always over a fence. It was over a tree that hung over a fence. And everybody knows what happens. The tree falls and it knocks down the fence. And then it was the neighbor's tree, but it was my dad's fence. Yeah. So then the neighbor drags his feet, getting the fence and the tree cleaned up and repaired. And when that's not suitable for my dad, because he's like me, he wants to do it now. So then they get out there in their boxer shorts yelling at each other, and my dad's spraying him with the hose. And he's like he's out there trying to barbecue, and my dad's spraying water over the fence onto his barbecue. And then maybe the one that really pissed my dad off is when he had the guy come to fix the fence. He took a section of the fence out and then left it open. Well, we have pets. And he knew that. And my dad was convinced that he had deliberately done that so our dog would run away and we'd have to go get the dog. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, why?
So going back to like love thy neighbor, and then like the greatest relationship builder is communication. A lot of problems, and I'm laughing because now I'm realizing like I am a very aloof neighbor that just doesn't care about anything.
You wave though. You're a waver.
No, but
you're not unfriendly.
Here's what could cause a problem, and I was just thinking about this. So, like on one side of my fence, I've got.
Oh, you're a fence guy.
I got. I'm letting my jungle in my backyard grow crazy, and I've got a bunch of pothos.
You're letting your bush grow up.
Growing, and they're a vining plant, and they're growing, and they took over my whole right side of my fence, but they are going over into my neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
And they're going up his tree.
It's a Feed Me Seymour scenario. Yeah, you got an Audrey, too.
And then I'm like, and then I see them going over the fence.
And you do nothing about it. That's like watching the Scud missiles launch into the village, and you're like, well, I can do nothing about
it. Rationalize it by like,
it's plants. Everyone loves plants.
Yes, I say everyone loves plants. But technically, my vines are encroaching onto his property. And
I would probably hate that if I were the
Yes,
neighbor.
Yeah. And I think...
Is it ruining his fence? Because vines will ruin the...
No, well, it's my wooden fence. Because,
Well, hold on a second.
But it's his on his... They're going over onto his side of the fence.
No. If it's your fence, he's just looking at the side of your fence. That's your vine. No, he'd have to put up his own fence, and then if your vines got on his fence, then you have a problem. But if it's on your fence, I'm with you. I stand with Tom.
Well, I mean, we share the fence, but I guess it's mine.
Have you ever discussed sharing the fence? That's important.
Yeah. Well, no. Like, if it fell down, I'd realize it was my responsibility.
If he fell down, would there be a fence there?
No. It would just
then
be
he has no dog in the fight.
But now they're going way far into his property. Like if they
are like tearing his pool cage down.
No, he doesn't have.
Are they wrapping around his children's toys?
No. He's single, but I don't know. But
I think you're fine on this.
The overall narrative is I didn't ask him. I'm just assuming, and a lot of neighbors do that. Assume that.
What's his backyard look like? That's important.
Okay. He's not putting any time or he mows it.
I stand with Tom.
He mows
on this.
it though. He keeps it clean. It's real.
How
clean.
Clean are we talking? Clean as yours? Because yours is like a paradise.
But some people think all the plants and bushes are not clean looking. Like some people like a very cookie cutter, like you.
Well, yours just. I would say yours
mine's
looks tropical.
going crazy.
No, I think it looks good.
Yeah, but you should see it like it recent. I'm fertilizing like crazy. It's growing crazy. I don't. What
are you trying to do? You look me growing my hair out.
So back to my original point of I think that a lot of people like me assume that everything's fine. Like for instance, music. Like
you were playing your NWA again.
As South Florida becomes Central Florida, there are people's cultures, and I'm trying to I put out a public service announcement.
Yeah,
because
keep your culture separate.
No, it's some people like, and I grew up this way down in my. Not that I do it as much. But my friends will play loud music when they go places, right?
Oh,
but
I do that.
They're doing it for one of my friends, Andre. These were all Andres, okay?
Okay.
So he
this is a big step because you've never really...
He likes playing loud music, but he's doing it for the life of the party. You see what I'm saying?
The spirit of what he's doing is fun.
Take it for the spirit, because when your neighbor's doing it or whatever, people take it as a personal insult, like they're attacking them. Like it's David Koresh and you're playing metal music.
Are you talking to me slightly a little bit? Because I do this out of my garage too, man. You might be talking to me a little bit.
Yeah, but when I
do it on my scooter. I bought a new Bluetooth for my scooter. When I ride my scooter, I blast the music. It is so loud.
I'm talking to the people taking it as an insult to them and as an attack. I'm not talking to the music people out there. I'm trying to bring us all together here.
Okay, I like that. Rodney King.
So when your neighbor's having a party or playing loud music, and you're sitting there stewing, you're like,
I'm gonna call the non-emergency number.
Think about it like they want everybody to party.
Consider intentions.
Yeah. And I know some people, no matter what, like my wife, will be like, no, but they have to be courteous to their neighbor.
They have to quietly party.
And realize that not everybody wants loud music, and some people want peace and quiet, and they're being they're not acknowledging that. And I understand that point, but if we just try to take it like I do as hey, everybody wants me to party.
Well, you're a little more easygoing, right?
Yeah.
You're a little more easygoing.
But back to the hate thy neighbor. There's a lot of things that are happening that are causing people to stew, and the other person may be oblivious to it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And that's why, and Colette would probably say this if we were doing Love Thy Neighbor. She would say that there's nothing wrong if you can communicate it effectively and politely with saying, hey, I don't really like that. Would you mind turning your music down?
Yes, and the people are like, oh, I didn't know. Instead of saying, like, oh.
But you have always said that. You've always been one of those people that's like, well, hold on, before you go yelling at everybody, do you think that you naturally do this? You'll be like, do you think he knows? Because I would be more like Crystal and I are more like, well, what the hell's this guy doing? And you're like, well, I don't know if he knows.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair.
And you were like, how can he not know? He's setting fireworks off at Christmas Eve.
But sometimes people get so excited, whatever. Let's go with this.
One other, I've seen an example of this. Like people share some sort of yard space, like a swell or some sort of like shared like a piece of their yard.
We
right?
did with our cul-de-sac.
And then like sometimes, and then people are like, oh, this guy's not mowing his portion. Like it could be a little triangle or whatever. Yeah. And the other guy could be like, oh, well, I don't want to encroach into this person's.
I was doing that because I didn't want to. I don't want to step on your ground and mess it. I don't want to do anything that you don't want done.
And then the other person thinks they're doing it as an attack and be like, he's doing it on purpose. Because he's saying, why don't you do it, MF? And they're making this up in their mind and getting mad every day they see it. And it's like, why? None of this has to happen. Like and the other person doesn't even know. They're going on their life. They're oblivious.
But we also haven't gotten to the point where the person sometimes that wants to argue just needs chemicals, and they're addicted to getting those chemicals through arguing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because those are people too, where it's almost like you're looking for something to happen just because you need that dump of whatever it is. That emotional dump. That's a real thing. I deal with it. I deal with it.
Look at online. That is full of online. Like, why are these people arguing? They like it.
Yeah.
And if you say they don't like it, I will prove to you just by evidence of them doing it over and over that they do like it.
I mean, you could just give me your phone. They hand you your phone. You go, how many hours you spend on your phone? And you look at that number. 7 hours a day. Okay, there's your proof. You are addicted to it.
Yeah, either you like it or you're addicted to it.
Yeah.
You're one or the other.
Exactly. Let's go with this one from our friend Joshua. He says, how do you guys feel about homemade Halloween costumes? I have made a tradition of making a homemade costume each year with my daughter. She is 6 and helped paint, decorate, and wire up the lights on hers. That kid is loaded up on candy just due to having a homemade costume over all the store-bought costumes. And here is a picture of her costume. I'll put it up on the camera. It looks like a cardboard robot with like lights and like she painted it herself and everything. My first reaction to this costume is it looks horrible. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Spirit and China does it better.
I'm joking.
No,
I love homemade Halloween costumes.
Of course.
The problem is you have to have a kid that's willing to do that with you, time.
Yeah.
And you have to be creative enough to pull something off. And I don't know if you and I, we're creative, but I don't know.
Well, okay, I'm glad this email came out because I
thought you might have an opinion on it.
I was mad this Halloween because my son's...
I knew you were mad. You didn't say one thing about Halloween night, and that led me to believe it wasn't special. You were mad about it.
Well, I'm only mad at myself because I made them, and I say they made them, but they have my DNA, which is the DNA of no fun. Right? And so they don't get we kept. I mean, 6 months ago, we're like, hey, what do you think about being for Halloween? I don't know. And then they procrastinated and waited, and then all of a sudden, 2 days before Halloween,
I kind of like this. Too.
We kept saying what do you want to be? And then we went through a group. Let's do a ET family that
costume. Been good, man.
And then,
what were you going to be, Elliot?
Well, no. Once we got close, I'm like, no.
Or you be ET where he's chalky. He's disgusting. Disgusting chalky ET.
Tommy's like, I need a basket and an ET and a blanket, and I'm like, they don't have that at Spirit Halloween. We gotta get that early.
You order it on Amazon, man. You could have done.
No, but he waited too long. He was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And then so finally 2 days before we go to Spirit Halloween, we walk through Chinese garbage.
How does Spirit Halloween look now? Because I haven't been there.
Worse than ever.
And you know what we don't get here, and you know what they're starting, and they're coming, and you're gonna get them. Do you know Spirit has a Christmas store now?
Oh yeah, because
we're gonna get them. They're saying Orlando is gonna get some of the new
garbage.
It's all trash. Don't buy it.
So anyway, and they got this blow up Godzilla, blow up King Kong, and they wore it for a minute, and they're just like, Max Tommy's started deflating. He was like, I'm done with it.
1 out of every 2 inflatable costume deflates.
And then I was like, man, there's no value into this. And maybe there isn't for my sons, but the fact that your daughter made something creatively, put the effort into building it, and that's 100% more valuable than anything you could buy.
So would you offer to this guy? So if
he did it right.
But if he sees that, it's up to him to foster that, right? You have to continue to do that. It's kind of like you with your traditions. It's why I didn't want you to ever, even though I made fun of it, I didn't want you to kill the Christmas on the yard tradition. I'm jealous of things like that. Those are cool. You have to foster this. You have to continue to do them. When you kill them, you kill a little part of your life. I do feel that way.
Oh, yeah. That's that. That involved an insane amount
But it was
of
cool
effort.
when you did it, man.
Yeah.
I was like, I looked at Andrea one night. I'm like, God damn, what are we doing? We do nothing for Maisie.
No. Well, she don't want it.
She don't want
That's the thing. Like, and so maybe
She already had her costume picked out. She had 2 different costumes she wanted. She went online, picked her costume out, and it had been picked out for 3 months.
But that's the thing. Like, there's not enough. My sons didn't even know what they wanted to be, so there was very little value into, like, I mean, if they wanted to be something, I would 100%, figure out a way to make it, or let's put it together, or like, but they didn't, and they're just like, but next year I'm going to tell them, like, none of this, like going and just buying some generic garbage for $60. Let's if you want to, like, let's put it together at home, or like let's think about it a month earlier, and then put the damn thing together, put some effort into it, because that's what you're going to get the most out of, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's probably the idea creation and the building of the costume is 90% of it, and then you just walk around for I mean, it's the destination, not the journey, or what, the journey, not the destination, whatever.
Oh, Tommy took off his Godzilla and then just walked around with just some lighty, or the glow in the dark necklace, and then he's like, I still get the candy. I don't even need to do nothing.
It's you.
I'm like, I don't.
I'm like, oh God, he's doing it.
I'm like, no, don't turn it to me. No one's gonna like me.
Now in 10 years, I just need to find an overly emotional wife, and I'll give her no emotion.
Oh, she'll tell you what to do good too.
Let's go with this one. Howdy, Dan and Tom. Do you remember what kind of wishes you made at a wishing well? Ever steal from a wishing well? Shout out to Talking Wishing Well at Islands of Adventure. I remember. I don't remember what I wished for, but I do remember the first one. This is a weird memory. I remember the first wish. This is a crazy thing I remember. The first wishing well I ever threw money into, where I actually made a wish, my mom was taking me to Stetson University to see a performance of the play or musical Mercado. It's a Japanese Mercado. I think it's called Mercado. It's a Japanese kabuki style play. And I threw money in there wishing for a drum set.
All right. Okay. And
but
did you believe
No,
that,
not really.
Okay, you just.
But I went along with it.
Put it out there.
Well, Mama said, Mama says throw some money in there. Wish for Dan Lee. Wish for a drum set. I'll do it. She's just leading me down the path.
yeah. And then when it happens, indoctrinating you into magic.
and that in music, right? I mean, what did my mom want me to do more than anything, right? Music. I mean, there was like what Crystal does, vegetarian. My mom with music, 100%. Why do you think I played flute? No little boys choose flute. None. Zero. In the history of time, I don't think any boy has ever said, you know what, I want to play the flute. I played the flute.
Okay.
I played the accordion. The first instrument I learned how to play was the accordion. Do you know how cute it is to see a 1 foot tall little boy play the accordion? It's the cutest thing you've ever seen.
Okay. I'm going to say this into the show, but and you know the story, but when Tommy was doing his instrument testing, and he had to try all the instruments, and then they fitted them. There's instrument fitting, right? In middle school. And then he went to the flute, and he went to the flute. Went to all, and then at the flute, in my mind, I was like, please don't get the flute.
Yeah.
What? Why
you think
is
my dad wanted me to play the flute? Because it looks like a weenie. Do you think my dad wanted me to play flute?
But Peter Pan.
Peter Pan didn't play the flute. What you think? Hold on a second. We got to roll back. Hold on a second. We have to investigate. We have 10 minutes. You think Peter? You're thinking of the pan flute, played by Pan, who was half man, half goat. Goat legs.
Yeah, okay.
You thought Pan was Peter Pan, and you thought Peter Pan was half goat and played the flute? We have a lot of work to do. Melissa, we have so much work to do today.
No, the Pan threw me off. Some Pan played the flute.
My dad told me the joke. That was the joke I got in trouble for that my dad told me. He's like, "Watch Peter Pan fly. You'd fly too if somebody hit your Peter with a pan." One of my dad's favorite jokes. So, that's 2 for 2 with dad jokes. I've been sharing my dad's favorite jokes.
When you came home playing the flute, was your dad mad about that?
He wouldn't show it. You know how? Okay. real talk. You know how I don't talk about dance in any bad way at all?
Yeah.
Even though I wanted her to do music? Exactly my dad. My dad wanted me, when I switched to drums, trust me, he was very happy. But, like, any music, like, he just wanted me to do just to do it. You know what I mean? Like, just to do.
Yeah. Didn't matter.
He kept his mouth shut. And he was an old real man, but I bet you in his mind, he's like, Dad! Oh, he's got the robot! Oh! He's sucking it. Right?
Yeah.
Because you knew my dad. That's a funny thing.
I bet my life.
You met my dad multiple times. It's not like he was a fictional character. He made jokes, but he never made them about that because that would have changed the relationship between he and I. And just like you and Tommy and Max, ain't nothing you're gonna do to hurt those.
If
boys.
he landed on the flute, I'd never ever even. I'd be like, awesome. Let's
Don't
train.
say he landed on the flute. Don't say that.
Oh, me and your dad in heaven would be all mad.
High fiving.
Make it rain on them. I don't know if you can.
I don't know if you can. I like your imagination, though. That's good.
I don't know.
Only for small bits of time. Only for like 35 minutes or so.
Control the weather in heaven? I don't know.
I mean, it's just as believable as any of the other tales that people tell. Sorry, that's mean. All right, let me grab another one.
Let's do it.
Let me grab another one here. That one was good, though. And, yeah, I do remember... But music was one of those things that 100% my mom, and she wanted me to enjoy music, because she enjoyed music. Let's go to this one right here. This is from our buddy Kara, or PP Sprinkles.
Okay.
You know, we find her in the chat room sometimes. Kara says, so real talk. I have been playing Pokemon Go just slightly less than EJ when it comes to leveling up. I have the XP. He got the jump on the associated takes that come with 71 to 80. By the end of the weekend, I should be on the same level as him, but that's not the point of the email. I recently learned that you can request data from the game, and it is massive, like the size of a book. If you really want to see some stats on how much EJ plays, have him request that. It will even show where he plays, gyms he takes over, the very first Pokemon he caught, and a mega F-ton of other data that would take this nerd a long time to go through. So I'm requesting mine. Best BDM for life, Kara. So they do keep a pretty significant, listing of where you go and what you do with that app.
Huh. Well, I guess it makes sense and maybe easy enough to store that you would just think it would be a tremendous amount of data with every user, like storing every place they played using their GPS and stuff, because it's all the game uses your GPS, right?
Yeah.
And then so it's storing all that. But I guess that's a tremendous amount of value marketing-wise if you could do in-app advertisements to, like this person plays all around these stores, market the stores.
Now, you know I'm not paranoid.
Right?
You know I'm not a paranoid person,
yeah.
At least when it comes to this sort of stuff. It was one of the things that turned me off about that game. I think the publisher was Viantic, or I think it was Viantic, but it started coming out right after Pokemon Go was released, that they were basically using it to track your every move. And I don't know if that's true or not. Niantic, thank you. But as soon as I heard that, I was like, I don't think I want to. Even though that's happening to me anyway.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just don't need one more. I just don't need one more.
But they all just want to market to you, and that's why everybody's like paranoid about all this data the internet has on you.
Everything's money.
Which, by the way, everybody just wants to market products to you. It's just about money. No one cares about anything. No one cares what you're doing. No one cares about your life.
Nobody cares if you're playing flute.
They care about money. They always have. They always will. Everything's run by money. They just want this data so they can market garbage to you.
And you'll buy it
from China,
and you'll probably buy it.
And you'll buy it. That's how our economy works.
Yep.
They market garbage to you. You buy it because it releases dopamine, and you're like, oh. And then you get the garbage. You don't even use it, and you throw it in our landfills, and we just continue to do them. So I'm in the system. I'm doing it.
How do you feel about not necessarily weight loss, but fitness fads and Like, I do love a good product that is like, you don't need it,
No.
but it exists. I'm a fan of those, you know, like, and I'm a mark and a sucker for products and packaging and stuff like that. And I'm completely blatant about it. Like I share with people, I'm like, I see that. Oh, they changed the label on that. I want to try it. This is from our buddy John. He says, hey, show, Daniel, we're talking about not drinking enough water. I was the same way. Never drank much water. At the end, end of the day, I was constantly dehydrated, mainly due to lack of taste. What I did was buy an Air Up water bottle. Have you heard of that?
No.
The Air Up? Also a water filter because we don't have Guardian like you guys do. It got me into the habit of carrying around a water bottle and sipping it all day. Air Up was all over YouTube a few years back, and I remember this is why I'm bringing it up. It's basically a water bottle with a flavor pod on the top of it. The flavor is just a scent, which tricks your brain into tasting a flavor when you're just drinking plain water. So it's almost just like a scratch and sniff sticker of some sort, or like an air freshener that releases a fruity or like a chocolate or whatever you want scent.
Okay.
So you're just using that scent in your nose and the water in your mouth, and it tricks your body into thinking you're drinking like soda or something flavorful. And he says it actually works. I love and hate stuff like that. Absolutely love it and hate it because you don't need it, but it's so cool.
But I guess that's what we do is we don't need any of the stuff we have, but we have it because we think it helps us. And if it does, great. If it helps you drink more water, then what's the,
Well, I've been eating the pods. They taste delicious.
Then it doesn't matter. But I'm also, there's this whole, everybody got to drink more water thing that I'm like,
Mark Marrow, I haven't talked to him in
you don't
forever.
need it.
I remember Mark Marrow giving me, no lie, over 30-minute speech about how he has never consumed a cup of water. I swear to God, I am not making this up. And if I'll reach out to him on Instagram and maybe we can have this conversation because I bet you he would. Because I sat at his office one time and he's like a wrestler, a workout guy, motivational guy. He helps kids, and he's telling me, "Double Dizzy, I've never tasted water. I drink coffee. I drink anything but water. And then I only have 30 minutes of sleep a day." And he would tell me that he only sleeps 30 minutes a day and never drinks water, and I believe him. Because he looks at me. Look at him. Have you looked at him lately?
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
Yeah, you're a slave to your genetics. It doesn't matter. None of this matters.
Yeah, if you need water, you're a slob.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
But it's not going to affect much.
Water's for slobs, it's not for good genetics.
Drink water, don't drink water. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You did full rock. I love that. You want to do one more?
Yeah.
All right. We got done with drinking. Actually, I think you and I do drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of Mountain Dew in the beginning of the day, but then while I'm here,
water.
I drink nothing but water.
Yeah. Well, we're talking a lot, so we're just constantly pounding water. I'm peeing all the time.
I'm peeing right now.
I pee way too much. I'm sure my prostate, my whatever.
Well, I need to pee, but when I go in there, it's just it's just one little, and I'm like,
and then a new drop comes, and you're like, I gotta go again.
Yeah, I get it. Bad. Hey, show. On the OG show, you were talking about giving your kids sex advice, and I have a story that's kind of related. This was 2001, and my younger brother, who had a great idea to get married at 18 to a girl he dated almost a full year of high school, so of course that relationship turned out great. Although he would sleep with our cordless house phone and a giant rubber band holding it to his head so they could talk until they fell asleep. Anyway, they went to talk to a minister who was going to officiate the wedding, an older man, like 50 plus. He asked a few basic wedding questions. The third question was if they were having anal sex, followed by a long lecture on how they should not be doing that. Not that they were, but he really felt that they needed advice on the subject just in case. I guess he went on and on about it for at least 30 to 40 minutes. Yeah, religious people are weird. Love the show. BDM John. I did that before I got married at the
anal sex.
Yeah, exactly. At the request of my mom.
Oh, talking to a
minister.
A minister, yeah. I remember when you did this.
I hated it. I hated it, man. I'm glad she's not around to hear this because I never said this to her. But yeah, it meant a lot for her. For me.
And Andrea isn't religious either.
No, not at all. And my mom wanted me and Andrea to go and at least talk to him about what we wanted to do, talked about the ceremony, talk about our relationship and our bond together and how Jesus would fit within that that relationship. And he was a very kind man.
I'm sure it's fine.
Well, he's also my favorite.
Positive. It's a positive thing.
He's also my favorite minister we ever had, and he's a little more progressive. And I had no problem telling him that I don't really believe, but I do believe in him. And in his relationship to me, and that any relationship advice he can give me is valued. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't need to believe in whatever.
Older and experience.
Yeah.
He's been working with human beings a long time. He's got knowledge. It's a positive thing.
Yeah. The chat room said, leave room for Jesus.
As much. Well, that's to get him put the marketing. If he's not doing his job if you don't do that, because it's all. But it's fine. It's positive. Like I hate like villainizing stuff that okay, you're not religious.
No.
Who cares?
You're also path of least resistance. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I'll go talk to you. Like, it's, whatever. It could be a waste of time. It could be just talking to someone about whatever. Like, it's all fine.
Well, the cool thing is we actually convinced him to be the officiant. So he made a special trip to marry me and Andrea, which meant a lot to me because I liked the guy. So that was pretty cool. So, you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar, right? It's like I wanted the whole day to just be positive. And if that little portion of religion meant that much to my mom, well, the least I can do is give her that, right?
Yeah. We gotta just,
be cool, bro.
It's just like, I'll do whatever,
it's fine.
the stuff I do about my head. So, I'll just do it. I don't care. I'm just going to stay there, eyes open. I'm looking up.
Yeah, just so you know, hold on, you raise your hand. Yes, sir. Just so you know, I do not believe in any of this, but I'm going along with it.
My eyes are open. I'm looking straight up.
I'm looking at the devil right now.
I close my eyes, look down, respectful, whatever.
I'm putting my earbuds in while we pray because I don't believe in this. Don't do that.
Whatever, you want me to take my shoes off? I would now.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm just like, what, are you too good for shoes?
What's wrong with my shoes?
Yeah. Which they are tracking sand everywhere.
Let's talk about that real quick. Let's end on shoes. How do you feel when you go to someone's house, they make you take your shoes off?
Oh, well, we've talked about this on the show. Because,
Sam did it.
Yeah. And then I made fun
Still
of it.
makes me mad.
No, but, listen, Crystal was just bitching. She's like, there's sand everywhere because I ran cross country in a field, and then I put
with the Sandman, your best buddy, Mr. Sandman.
He's a tornado.
He's everywhere. He looks like the mummy.
Why are you coming up like a tornado? You're spreading it around.
Oh my God. Hold still, man.
Let's get out of here. We will see you tomorrow.